Nothing.
Curse you, you're smarter than I thought. I was trying to trick him into, hey, speaking of his penis, which he was just talking about, I was trying to trick him into saying it on stream, and he almost did.
No, as soon as I said it the one time and you said, what was that? I'm like, don't you lie to me, Andrew. Don't you lie to me. I know you.
I know, and now I have...
We only talk about my penis off stream, Andrew, not on stream.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're still sick. God.
Isn't that the same joke we made last week?
Definitely not. This is all original. We do not repeat jokes or material here on this show. Definitely never have.
On Talk Tuesday, I barely know.
We've done Cock Tuesday. We've done Hawk Tuesday. So stupid. Anyway, how's it going? I know you're in a good mood because the second thing that I saw rise from your crotch this evening, the first being your penis.
As I do.
Ahoy, heathens! What's up, Jimmy?
Ahoy, heathens! What's up, Jimmy?
Welcome. I like that greeting.
Yes, I ahoy, fellow heathens!
Ready to set sail on the oceans of depravity.
I got the new James Bond game, and I beat the new James Bond game on Friday. It came out Wednesday.
Are you shitting me? Now, okay, so you're
It was like 13 or 14 hours.
Okay, I was gonna say you're either telling me that you did nothing else, including sleep or eating, or it's short. 13 hours is
13 hours is respectable.
That's fine.
13 to 15. That is a good length of a game.
Yeah.
I don't like the narrative that anything below 20 is short. I think 8 is short.
8 is short,
depending on the type of game. But like, I think 8 is short. But I think like 13 to 20 is like a really nice sweet spot for me, man. Like it's really good.
Yeah, I kind of expected a little bit longer. Like maybe like a 20 for this one because it is single player only.
It might be 15 hours. I have to turn on my PS5 again to double check because it was 13 when it showed the play hours, but a lot of times I have to like restart the console to see the true time, so it might have been 15.
Okay.
I'll have to double check. But I will say there's a lot of replayability because there's like kind of think of like Metal Gear Solid VR missions, right? There's like tactical simulation missions that you could continue to play. It's still single player, but it gives you like different scenarios that you can play out as Bond type of thing.
Okay, I'm surprised that's not DLC that they tried to sell you later. Sell you later.
All included, man.
Nice.
It's a great fucking game.
It looks cool.
So I got
I
got the collector's edition of it.
Yeah.
I took off Thursday. Thursday.
That's true. Yeah. Do you?
But here is the nice steelbook case.
Yeah, 7.
And it even has like a certificate, which is a certificate of authenticity, which is a metal card.
Whoa!
Like it's a metal like business card, which is kind of cool.
That's rad.
And yes, I do have the other part of this.
The piece de resistance. Yeah, look at that thing. Oh my god, it's gorgeous. I wanted
the only. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, Jimmy is right. It is fire. I want that golden gun so bad. I considered shelling out the $300 for a game that I'm like mildly excited about. Just that gun is so
I
damn
will
cool.
say you are smart for not, because like you can't even like take it out of the thing. Like I'm pretty sure it's not like, I think it's just it was a model of a gun that they like it's plastic first of all.
Oh,
like,
I thought it was metal.
It's plastic. Nope, it's plastic. Just extremely shiny. And what is it? It's plastic, and it freaking like, what is it? Sorry, I got a fingerprint on it. I gotta get rid of that. Where's it fucking?
No prints. Burn them off first.
Yeah.
Do the Men in Black. Like,
But what's frustrating about it is that I'm pretty sure they took like a plastic mold of a gun and just cut it in half after it was after it was made, and then put it in there. Like I don't think it's a full sized
What?
gun. Yeah, so I'm a little pissed about that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I would have gone for the cheaper option because there was a mask, like one of there's a cool like so one of the villains wears like a mask towards the end of the game,
mm,
and it's really fucking cool looking. And I was like, man, I like the look of that mask more, but it's the golden gun. I
yeah.
gotta get the golden gun because it's fucking Scaramanga 3 nipple guy. Come
Yeah,
on.
Scaramanga the
Um,
three nipple guy.
and it looks really pretty. It's very pretty, but I'm really bummed that it's pretty much just like I can't you can't take it out. Like it is like glued onto that, and I'm afraid to like brute. Maybe it's
Yeah.
not, and it's just it wedged in really tight. But I don't want to brute force it either.
Yeah, I would check a couple of unboxing videos and see if anyone has tried to brute force it.
Hmm.
But even still, like that's a
That's a
cool piece to have up on a shelf in the background. You know, just to
yeah.
have the golden gun. You know, it's shiny as hell. It looks super cool. And I love the bullets lined up too. That's a nice little touch. Uh,
It's really nice.
yeah,
I was like genuinely also like you can't you see the gold 007 logo right there?
yeah.
That's actually a magnet that comes off.
Huh.
And what's cool about it is that since it's magnetic on the bottom, you can put it on the steel tint on the metal case, and it goes right here,
Oh, that's cool, and it makes it like
which
raised.
is yeah,
Oh, hell
kind
yeah.
of embosses it. So, yeah, the game fucking rules. I don't want to share too many of my thoughts on it because I am doing an episode on it. Of course, I have to.
Of course.
But something that it's been talked about a bunch, and I think if this doesn't get you to if you're on the fence about getting it, don't know if this will tip you over to make you want to, but I think this is a good reason to.
Hmm.
It does something with tutorials I don't think I've seen another game do,
Okay.
where it does the way it does the tutorials in the game is that it's a montage, like an 80s action movie style montage,
Oh,
where
sick.
what they do is like you'll have like so Bond's going through his double O training, right? It's he's in like kind of like a fighting ring type of thing, and he's fighting, and he's fighting some other double O recruit, and they give you some prompt, you know, like hit X or square to punch and X to dodge or whatever it may be, right? You only get to do that one move. You'll do like a series of like 3 punches in a row, and then the whole scene will change on a dime. No transition, no loading. It just flips, and
Yeah.
now all of a sudden you're in an obstacle course, and then you do the traversal mechanics. Get to the end of it's like a 10-second obstacle course. It doesn't take long at all.
Yeah.
You grab the flag, and the moment you grab the flag, there's a tiny little cutscene of him grabbing the flag and looking back at the trainer, and then it jumps immediately to a driving tutorial.
Damn.
So you are playing through a montage, and you go through each type of gameplay mechanic twice usually, because it like kind of like montage, so you can literally see Bond getting better. So not only do you as the player learn more advanced mechanics as the montage go on, that's synonymous with what happens in most montages where the character is getting better at whatever they are doing.
Right.
So it's a really clever way to do a tutorial in a way that's very like the most cinematic tutorial I've ever seen. Two, it's so fast. Like it does, like it teaches you so efficiently, and it's so efficient at teaching you the mechanics. And on top of that, it feels like so cinematic. So that's really cool.
Which then just
And
gets you
it, like,
hyped up to play the rest of the game.
it
Like,
really does.
who likes going through tutorials? Not many people, you know, like they're usually kind of boring and like, okay, okay.
Yep.
But like, yeah, that's
And
an awesome idea.
so like when you replay, if you ever want to replay it, the tutorial's not the worst part of the game anymore because it's engaging. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So I love that. As I was told about that a little bit beforehand, and I was kind of like, oh man, why'd you tell me this? Because I wanted to go in as blind as possible.
Yeah.
But I realized for other people who are not like me, who weren't going to be a sucker for this, no matter how good or bad it was,
Yeah.
they want to know before they invest $70 or whatever it costs for a brand new game game of it. But it's great. It's so good. The storyline is excellent. There's some genuine emotional moments. Nothing
Mm.
that's like I can't promise you you're going to get emotional, but there was a couple of moments where I went no, like I genuinely was like out loud. I went no, why? Like I was
Whoa.
upset in a good way, type of thing. So that was cool. Uh, Gameplay is fluid. It's a great mixture of Uncharted with Hitman.
Yeah, it
And
looks
it's
very
such a
much.
good mixture of it.
Yeah, it looks very much like those two.
But they've made it their own. It doesn't feel like Uncharted, and it doesn't feel like it's like Uncharted structure is always like cool platforming and then a courtyard of chest high walls,
Yep,
right?
always.
That's not this. That's not this. Like there's still like chest high locations for you to duck behind, but it feels a lot more realistic. It feels a lot more it feels a lot more natural as opposed to like all of a sudden there just is conveniently a courtyard of chest high walls.
Yeah.
Like it feels a lot more organic in how they bring about the combat. The spy work is also really cool. Like they tone down the Hitman gameplay to be more action oriented. Hitman is a lot more. It's kind of like a stealth puzzle game more than anything.
Yeah.
Just dressed up in the trappings of a violent action game. And this they kind of tone that down a little bit. Yeah, I think what was the last thing I was going to say? Um, and they do a lot of great nods to like Bond tropes in a good way. Like it
Nice.
feels very much like a Bond game. And the actor Patrick Gibson, who plays Bond in this, is phenomenal. Like,
Really?
just I have nothing but praise for him. They also do a great like the actress who plays M is an Indian woman, which is kind
Mm.
of like she's British, like she's still British, but she's not like she's a person of color. So that's really cool. And like, of course, it made a whole bunch of fucking weirdos online mad, and
Of course.
but Bond sold 1.5 million copies in the first 24 hours. So fuck
Wow.
them. Yeah.
Damn. That's nuts. Yeah, I I'm glad to hear that the performance of the I want to say kid because he looks so young. The kid who plays Bond.
Yeah.
I struggle with babyface Bond a little bit. I'm sure I would get over it quickly enough.
You forget real quick how young he is.
Yeah, I struggle. I
He's
didn't.
really good.
I didn't necessarily get over it with babyface Nathan Drake in the Uncharted movie though with Tom Holland. He was just way too
Well,
young.
Tom Holland's not a good casting choice for Nathan Drake.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily like the cast of this guy either. I understand it's like he's supposed to be just coming into the mantle of 007, but we
He's
saw
26. Bond is 26. Yep.
okay. I mean, we saw Daniel Craig just coming into the mantle, and he didn't have to look like he was, 19. So I don't know.
But like also it's a lot more real. Like we've never had a Bond that young. Every Bond actor started in their 30s at the youngest.
Yeah.
I think Sean Connery was like 32 or 33
Mm.
in Doctor No. I might have to double check that. Bizarrely enough, Roger Moore was older than Sean Connery. So when Sean Connery retired as the official Bond, he came back for that one unofficial movie, Never Say Never Again. But when he finished his last run in Diamonds Are Forever, Roger Moore was older than him still, and he still somehow looked younger than Sean Connery in that movie.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, but, it looks cool.
Yeah.
There was a couple of
It's
moments
great.
of gameplay that I saw where I was like, okay, I really like the like yeah the I don't know. It feels very Hitman. It's like everything's interactable. You can just start chucking stuff at people's head and killing people with wine bottles and stuff. And it's like a little bit of that.
It's not as interactable as Hitman. Hitman has more options. They
Okay.
limit you drastically comparatively
Okay.
by comparison, but it fits more with the mission type. Like
Okay.
it's a lot more. They do a great job of adapting it to spy work as opposed to assassination stuff.
Okay, because there's some like goofy stuff in Hitman where it's like you throw a muffin at somebody or like, uh, you know, I don't know, but the combat looks cool. Very Uncharted, or not Uncharted. Very still Naughty Dog. Last of Us with like the context sensitive, slamming people into corners of walls because you're next to it, or guiding them to throw them out of a window or whatever. That looks cool. That looks.
I
Really
will
fluid.
say you actually have to like this combat is not button mashy. You have like not Uncharted is very button mashy. You can just mash the attack button and generally be fine. This one, the enemies will start blocking after a certain point and then try to grab you or throw punches back, and you have to hit the appropriate buttons to fight to fend them off.
Nice. That's like Last of Us, which I think I meant to say.
Last of Us, I felt like I could be a little bit more button mashy, but it is different. I think this is more frenetic than Last of Us, and I don't know. It's been a minute since I played Last of Us, so I can't quite remember. But based off my memory of it, this feels more like you have to be more purposeful than Last of Us.
Sounds like it takes more finesse.
It does. It takes much more finesse than other stuff.
And there was a sequence that I saw that was like, that I thought was really interesting was the Watch Dogs hacking everything thing is kind of cool. I don't know if I don't know. It feels kind of like a coverall situation. But I did see a sequence where you hack the plane that you're in, and you have to pull the triggers to turn the plane. Which
that's really cool.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh my god,
and you
so
send
sick.
items flying at guys, this and that. It's really cool.
Yeah. That sequence was if there was anything that pushed me into getting it, I'll probably if I do play it, I'll probably wait till it gets cheaper. Single player games usually go down in price pretty quick. But that was it. I was like, oh, that's super sick, because the door is open, so you're trying to turn the plane to knock the box, which falls and rolls and hits the guy and gets him sucked out of the door, while also trying not to get shot or punched or thrown out yourself. I thought that was cool.
But it's a great game. I can't recommend it enough. I want to replay it. I liked it so much. It was great.
Nice. Is there any major replayability as far as story content, or I know you said there's those VR missions?
No story content. It's more just getting collectibles and stuff like that.
Okay,
but
yeah.
I liked the gameplay. I liked the moment to moment gameplay enough. I would replay the game.
Nice. Yeah. Sweet. I knew. Yeah. When I keep seeing ads and stuff for it, I was like, oh my god, Josh is having the time of his life right now.
Well, and in speaking of Bond, one other thing I can talk about is I guested on. I talked about it last week. I guested on Digital Foundry, their DF Retro show. That came out. That episode came out of me talking about PS2 era Bond, the EA years specifically, and overall, it seemed like it's pretty well received. I think it's got 30, 40 some odd thousand reviews. I only really saw 4 negative comments about me. Just because it's my first time being on a show that large, I wanted to see what did their audience think of me? Did I do okay? Yeah. And by and large, it was I was pretty well received. The criticisms that I got, I didn't find really founded, so it didn't bother me all that much. Most of it was there was a news segment in the beginning, and I didn't really have anything to say about the news segment. To be fair, I also wasn't really prepped for what they were talking about, so I had no frame of reference for it. So there was one comment was why have him talk about news if he has nothing to say? I'm like, do you want me to lie? I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah.
And then the other one, and Jimmy saw some of this in Discord because I talked about it on Discord. The other one was this guy clearly didn't play the games, and I'm like,
what?
I played all of them.
That's
we talked about 5 different games. I had beaten 3 of them and played the other 2. Didn't beat the other 2, but I played the other 2.
But still, these are a formative portion, a significant part of. I would say your personality as games. It's getting on me of not knowing something about Mortal Kombat. It's brother.
Unless they weren't talking about me, but it was just because they kept saying DF Retro and a guy who never played the game. So I'm like, all right. So I said on the Discord server, it didn't upset me. It bothered me. I'm not going to deny that, because otherwise, why would I be talking about it? Right? I'm not that ignorant about my own emotions, be like, oh, it didn't affect me. No, it bothered me, but it bothered me to the extent of like, oh man,
Yeah.
like, geez, man, that sucks. uh the
Yeah.
vast majority of the comments though were just really like, I posted a comment on it just saying, hey, thanks again for inviting me on, I had a lot of fun. And that comment of mine has like 144 or 150 some odd likes.
Nice.
3 people commented on it directly saying, hey, I really enjoyed your appearance on it, thanks for all the knowledge and this and that and blah blah blah. So like that, I think I did pretty well overall.
Yeah.
I'm pretty content with that.
I would be.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the host thinks, and that's fine if he doesn't want me back on for some other thing. Totally fair. But I was grateful for the opportunity nonetheless, and it went pretty well. In fact, I got like nearly 30 more subscribers to my YouTube channel
Knew
off of it,
it.
which was
Nice.
kind of which like comparatively, that's like not anything crazy, but at the same time, it's like that 40,000 views and I got an extra like 40 to 50 followers or subscribers. What I'm at, I was at like 212, I want to say, before that episode came out, and now I'm at like 247.
Nice.
So like it went up by like 45 or so, or
Yeah.
no, sorry, 35. Excuse me.
That's awesome. I mean,
But yeah, it went very well. John Linneman from Digital Foundry, Try from My Life in Gaming, super nice, super ton of fun, and I cannot thank them enough because I would not have had that chance otherwise. And specifically to Try, because he knows I'm a big Bond fan, knows I've done panels on the history of the games
yeah.
and this and that, and if I hadn't made that connection, he would have invited me, and I can't thank him enough because that introduced my show to a lot of people, and I'm very grateful for that.
That's awesome. Yeah, when you told me off stream that you were getting some hate comments, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I got all mad. I was like, those motherfuckers. And you're like, well, I got like 4 comments, and there's like hundreds and hundreds of comments. So the ratio is actually pretty good.
That aren't even directed. Yeah, and even the comments, they weren't mean. It like
Yeah.
the meanest was like, man, one literally said Josh Koval did not do well at the beginning of this episode. I was like, wow, okay, using my first and last name.
Gave him the government.
All right.
Sham.
Gave him a government ID, but none of them were mean. None of them.
Okay.
None of them were mean. It was just kind of like it. Like none of them were attacking me as a person.
Yeah.
None of them were attacking like my appearance or anything, which I know is a common tactic for people who are assholes online.
Sure.
So that was nice. Yeah, it was just like some random comments of like, and the most of it was just like, this guy didn't play the game. So I'm like, bitch, I said I played all of them.
Right.
Like you could listen to the episode, and I go into detail as to why certain things are cool, and I talk about specific moments that I really liked.
Yeah, and I'm
everything.
sure
Like,
talked
what are
about
you talking
nostalgia
about?
of playing them pretty much your whole life.
One of the weirder ones. So in Everything or Nothing, Willem Dafoe is the villain in the game.
Oh, really?
It's really crazy casting
I
choice.
don't remember that because
And
I played that one.
I forgot about. And I forgot to mention him. I mentioned that Heidi Klum is in the game,
Wow.
and so is who is the other? Maya, like the singer Maya, if you remember her, like that mid 2000s singer, MYA Maya. 'Cause she does the song for the game, and I forgot Willem Dafoe is the villain. But John brings it up, and I'm like, oh my god, you're right. And man, he chews the scenery in
I
it, because he
bet.
does. He chews the scenery in it. And one comment was like, Willem Dafoe recorded all his own lines. If you watch behind the scenes, you would see him behind the mic. Do your research first. So I'm like,
Wow.
where is this coming from? We never said he didn't do his own lines.
Yeah.
I just said he was. I said he was chewing the scenery.
Fake
that
fan.
would imply that he did his own lines.
Fake
Really,
fan.
like it's just weird. It was just weird. And
Yeah.
I know I'm getting like animated about it, but it's more of the absurdity of the comment than actually me being like mad.
Yeah.
Like I said before, not going to deny that I wasn't a little kind of like, oh man, but like it was just overall it was fine. Like
Yeah.
I was honestly upset when I posted on Discord a couple days, I think on Sunday, about it. But now I'm at the point where I'm just like, I'm at peace with it, man. I had a great time. Got a lot of nice comments. There was a lot of people who were agreeing with me on various takes and everything. which was really cool. So yeah,
Nice.
I had an awesome time. I have other stuff to share, but I've been talking a whole bunch, so I'm going to throw it over to you, Andrew. I've taken up enough of your time. I have two more visual things to share in a little bit, though.
Nice. Well, great to hear you had an awesome time doing that episode. Great to hear the First Light is awesome. I will to close the loop on First Light. I don't know if you have hope its feet. Jimmy says, "Yeah, Josh's his last two things he wants to show are his left and right foot. Here they are." No,
Look at them feeties.
to clothing and set those piggies free. To close the loop on Bond, I don't know if you have a ranking, and if you can try to quell the recency bias. Where does First Light land on your pantheon of Bond games?
Oh, it's by far the best game out of all of them.
Whoa,
Like,
okay.
bar none. Like it, I don't think I will love it as much as I love Nightfire, but that's nostalgia talking. Like objectively, it is the most Bond feeling game out of any James Bond game I've played. It is obviously the most polished. It's the prettiest. It's one of the most like cohesive in terms of like gameplay and like kind of overall theme. It's got the best story out of any Bond game that I've played.
Wow.
It doesn't take itself too like there's enough moments of lightheartedness where it's not like how can I put this? I kind of it's what's a good example? Think of like a Marvel movie that is not like as lighthearted. Like the first Captain America, I think is a good example,
Yeah,
right?
it's not
Where
goofy, but
there's
there
lighthearted
are
moments in it,
yeah,
but it's more serious compared than some of the other ones,
yeah.
right? Same with maybe Winter Soldier, right? I
Oh,
would say it's kind of in the same tonality as like that,
okay.
where it's like it's fun, not lighthearted, but also not serious, like not fully lighthearted, but also not fully serious,
Yeah,
right? It's a really good mixture of the two.
yeah.
I I,
Winter
I will
Soldier's
say like the previous Bond games prior to this, Bloodstone is pretty straightforward. That's not a bad one. Super underrated actually, in my opinion. But like the classics that everyone loves, like the Everything or Nothing and Nightfire from the PS2 era, those are very straight up campy Brosnan era
yeah,
Brosnan era Bonds. And if you like that, that's awesome. But it is very like how can I put this? Those work for the era they came out in. I think this works for the era it came out in terms of tone, in terms of
okay.
tonality.
Yeah,
If you take out the preference of tone, it's still the best game in terms of polish, in terms of like gameplay. Like the gameplay is so much more tight. It's just a great game. It's got a much better story than all the others.
wow.
Like even Brosnan's Bonds had like GoldenEye's got a pretty decent story.
Yeah,
Tomorrow Never Dies actually has like a decent villain plot. The story itself is kind of
yeah.
whatever. World is Not Enough has got a phenomenal story,
Love World's Not Enough.
regardless of Denise Richards' performance.
I
It's
don't
she
hate her
like
as much
the
as
movie.
everyone does.
No, I don't either. I just bring it up. I just kind of had it off at the past so that way people can't bitch about it.
Yeah.
But like like Brosnan era Bond movies have really good stories, and I would say this is like up there with like The World's Not Enough and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's in terms of like the story quality. Whether you
Nice.
like one or more, that's different preferences, of course. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, bar none, it's the best Bond game I've ever played. It's the closest feeling to Bond. It's the polished, but that's also with a AAA modern budget, IO
Yeah.
Interactive and
Yeah.
everything like that. Granted, like the old ones also were like AAA for their time.
Yeah.
So if you judge it on that comparison as like what else was coming out, those games were on par with what was coming out at the time. This game I would say is on par with what's coming out now, and it does new things. Like that's so hard to do.
Yeah.
They change the way you can do tutorials. I don't know
Yeah,
if
that's
other
so cool.
devs will like take note of it, but like they change the way you do tutorials, and it fucking works great.
Yeah. I don't know how we're still doing the crawling through, like squeezing yourself through a little crevice to hide the loading zones when you can have games like this and like Ratchet and Clank and Spider-Man using the PS5 to instantly load the next scene, like inside, your current scene, like the portal thing and Ratchet. Was it Rift Apart?
Yeah,
Yeah, so sick.
insane.
We should never have to do the.
They have like tight spaces in this too, but the loading seams are like it's much less. Like I don't think that, like, a lot of times those are just kind of part of the environment as opposed to loading seams.
Yeah.
Like there's sections in like the open area in this game where like when you're trying to like sneak through, where Bond will like kind of shimmy through like a tight fit, but
Yeah.
it's not loading anything because it's all part of the same scene. So like they have it, and they have a couple moments where like you can see where like the loading seams are, but like it's so expertly done. It's great.
Nice. Well, I'm pumped. I'll take that as a small mini experience share. I do really want to play it now.
It's really good. It's really good.
Well, clip it, ship it. There's your standing ovation / recommendation for tonight. Yeah, as far as things I have experienced this week, I have a lot of things that I experienced in the past couple weeks that are not time sensitive that I can probably save for next time because we're already over half hour in, and we still have to talk about Summer Game Fest. I saw this one's for you, Jimmy. Saw Mandalorian and Grogu, the Mandalorian movie, Star Wars. I know your Star Wars fatigue is second only to your Marvel fatigue. But
I have no interest in it, but I'm not here to shit on it. I'm here to listen to your experience.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously, like, it's a Star War. It's a Mandalorian story.
It's a Star War.
It's a Star War. You're gonna get everything that you expect from a Star War.
You war with a star.
Yeah. But I was surprised at how weird it was. Especially in like the middle of it. Like I don't want to say too much, but I would say overall it starts and it ends really interestingly, cleanly, feels appropriate for what they've established. But then the middle is like this very weird gladiator-like sequence that is just sort of too nostalgia baity, but then also feels too squeaky clean Disney. Like you have these horrific looking, some of the most like nightmare inducing Star Wars creatures that have ever been put on screen, and then they're like fighting each other, and then they're like they go out of their way to like not like, there's this creature that's basically has, imagine like a barnacle from Half-Life, the things with the long tongue with the teeth.
Mm-hmm.
But so one of those that's standing upright on legs, and its hands are like Venus flytraps, but instead of like plant matter, it's just teeth. So it's just like 8 mouths with like 500 teeth, and then it's like running through the stands because, spoiler alert, they all break out, and they're like killing people, quote unquote, and all it's doing is just like grabbing people. Like all these creatures, these horrific nightmare monster creatures, all they're doing to show like the chaos is like they are picking people up and throwing them around. And it's like, okay, I don't want to see somebody in Star Wars get like ripped in half and like blood everywhere, but like it felt like and I am not a Disney ruined Star Wars guy, but like it felt very Disney. Like there's a character using 2 ginormous axes, and he's fighting by hitting people with like the side of the axe to avoid having to use the cutting part because, it's would be too violent. But like it's a PG-13 movie. We've seen even in Star Wars them do more violence than that, and it felt very like not cauterized, not euthanized, sterilized. Damn. That took a turn. It felt, kind of like sterilized in parts. But then, like I said, beginning and ending were stellar. Also, it wasn't... I was afraid it was going to be just like a 2-hour-long episode of Mandalorian, but it goes places and we see development more than I expected. Jimmy says cauterized, euthanized, thick thighs.
Thick thighs.
Thick thighs.
This is my high school band's name.
Big toes. Hey, Poppy Keaton is here.
What's up,
How
Keaton?
you doing?
Happy Tuesday, my friend.
Happy Tuesday. Happy Pride Month, everybody. We were talking about each other's penises when we first started, and I forgot
Yeah.
to say Happy Pride.
And I am proud of my penis, god damn it.
Me too. I'm proud of yours. I'm proud of our penises.
I'm proud of yours if you're proud of mine.
Wow. Yeah, that nice cocks, gents. I'm proud of all of our collective peni. If you have a penis, it's a nice one. If you don't, it's a nice whatever you got. Anyway, let's come fully back around. You like how I was like talking about squeaky clean, family friendly Disney Star Wars, and then all of a sudden it's dicks out, dicks and balls. Oh god! And then suddenly Gilmer is in the chat.
That's funny.
We talk about him more than he is actually ever in chat.
I know he hasn't showed up in chat in a little bit,
I
but
know.
it's all good.
No, it's fine. I know people's got lives and stuff. But yeah, solid, solid. It was rock solid. It was hard. It was stiff and rock solid all the way through. Not all the way through, actually.
Fucking saluting.
Just at the it was at full mast. No, it got soft in the middle. So the start and the end were rock hard. Got a little
Got
flaccid.
flaccid in the middle. I understand.
Yeah, a little flaccid in the middle. Now I'm just imagining like, when
It's just like
when a character like in a cartoon like
he's so fucking weird. If you think about the logistics of that, it's like boop, and then because it's top heavy, that it just kind of goes.
yeah. No, I was thinking of like there's a specific cartoon that I'm thinking of, but I can't. Maybe it was Bugs Bunny, but he like puts up like his arms to like flex, and it's like big shoulder. Big, like forearm, but then it droops.
It just droops. It's like you're trying to present it, and you're just like, "Hey, maybe look at this." And it's just straight, straight again.
It's like a piece of pasta that you only cooked in the middle. Wait, was it actually the Bugs Bunny wrestling episode? Wait.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh my god.
The idea of a penis being flaccid in the middle is one of the most absurd things I've ever heard in my life.
The old yes. Well, Doc, I can't keep it up. Well, but it's only in the middle. The front and the back are fine.
What? Well, I got to see this for science.
Yeah.
All right, Doc, you asked for it.
Yep. What the hell? It looks like a partially cooked hot dog. I gotta go. What are we
You can jump
fucking?
ropes with that thing.
What are we 12? Oh god. Okay. You just gotta like slowly stroke the flaccid part to try to get it to match. Well, welcome to high school teenager humor. Oh my god, it really is Cock Tuesdays. So all that to say, Mandalorian and Grogu was pretty good.
I'm glad.
Yeah. There was even a couple of sequences where I was genuinely like you said about Bond, where I was like, oh my god, like are they about to kill a main character off? But effects were cool. Sigourney Weaver was in it. I wanted more of her. I always want more Sigourney Weaver, but it was cool to see her in it. And because it was Dave Filoni, if you know, you know, we got some really cool cameos from himself, and some of his other characters from some of the animated shows, which was rad. Including one of my all-time favorite bounty hunters, who's basically like the Star Wars equivalent of Kung Lao. Like he fights. He has this big wide-brimmed hat that he fights with. But yeah, it was good. It was fun. And then saw another movie, not a current movie, but a movie that turned 20 years old. Josh, I want to see if you can guess what it is, because there's two possible answers. I think you'll have a 50-50 shot at getting it. It just hit its
2006.
Yeah, it just hit its 20th anniversary. It's an anime movie, and the clue that I'm going to give you is most people probably watched it on a UMD. There's
On the PSP.
on the PSP.
Thing?
There's two specific anime movies that I always saw/see in piles of UMD.
Steam Boy.
That was one of them. That was your 50-50. So no, it wasn't that one. It was the other one.
The Cowboy Bebop movie?
No.
That wasn't 2006.
No.
I don't know if I know.
I'm pretty sure you've seen it. I think we've talked about it because it's 20 years old, so we talked about it like when it came out, or it was a couple years old when we met. But I think we've talked about it before.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. I was gonna maybe give you another clue, but the two main.
Feel free to. Okay, give me another clue then.
Okay, the two main. This may give it away, and if you don't know it, then if you don't get it, then maybe you don't know the movie. The two main characters' names are colors.
No, I don't know.
Okay. Well, now I have to ask: have you ever seen or heard of Tekkon Concrete?
No. What the fuck is that?
Did it sound like I just said like a bunch of syllables or a bunch of consonants all together? You never heard of Tekkon Concrete with black and white in Treasure Town?
No.
Oh,
why would you think I've watched that?
I could have sworn because it was one that like it was like Karas, where it was like around that time. It was one of those anime movies that like.
No, I've never even seen a PSP version of that.
Oh, have you heard of the classic movie Yuan Dinjila Why? I cannot be the only one in this room who knows this movie. Well, let me tell you, it was.
I think you are.
I may have
because It sounds like you made that up.
I know it does. I was like, and
what's it? How do you spell that? I need to look this up.
TEKKON, and it'll probably come up as you're typing.
Okay.
KINKREET.
Yeah, I see.
Maybe
I have never seen this movie in my life. Whoa. I don't even recognize the animation style. Which is kid looks unique. Like he got hit. The kid looks like he got hit with a fucking frying pan.
Whoa! Wait, which kid? Well, I mean, they both kind of do. But
I don't know. Both of them. I love the city aesthetic. I do not like the character design at all.
Okay. Well,
wow.
One of them, the smaller kid, is all but confirmed to be autistic. So I hope you feel good about yourself for saying he looks like he got hit by a frying pan.
I wasn't talking about the smaller kid, to be fair. I was talking about the kid with the goggles.
Ah, okay, nice. No, so it's weird, gritty.
I really don't like the character designs.
But the city is super sick looking though.
City looks amazing.
Yeah, the city is almost like a character in and of itself in this movie. It's kind of like if you could imagine, those who aren't looking it up, imagine like Osaka, but kind of Jet Set Radio, kind of a lot of like Indian influence. Like they use a lot of motifs of like Hindu gods. Oh, Jimmy's looking it up. I'm taking this art style. Yeah, it's super cool. It's fluid and weird and sketchy, and everything is animated like the wildest animated Naruto fight scenes. Like, remember when Naruto fights Pain and everything's like stretched out and just like blurry and weird?
No, I don't think I saw that fight actually.
That's one of the best ones.
Or if I did, it's been a long time.
Okay. Yeah, it's rad.
I recognize those references though.
Yeah, I understood that reference. Okay, I was starting to feel insane. Yeah, it's dark. It goes some places. It's kind of like Akira, where you're like, you just get sucked in by the aesthetic and the charm of it all, and then all of a sudden it's brutally violent and people are like losing teeth and getting their ears cut off, and it's like, whoa. Oh, okay, so we're doing this. These are two kids living on the street that are, fighting gang wars with other kids. So it's rough. There's a lot of like I said, mental health stuff. Like the kids are both a little unhinged, and it's kind of implied that the younger one, White, so that the two main characters are called Black and White. That White is autistic, very autistic coded.
I mean, I'd be a little unhinged too if I got hit in the head with a frying pan like
Yeah.
Black did.
Which, is canon.
That's canon.
You're not far off from the truth, actually.
Oh, God.
There's a lot of blunt force trauma in this movie, and just trauma. But yeah, 20th
Drama.
anniversary. It came back out in theaters, so seeing it on the big screen was rad. Went with Palisa. We both had seen it back in the day. I think I had only seen it twice around when it first came out, and so it was cool seeing it. Like, it's wild to say this, but 20 years later, animation stellar. They probably did like a 4K like restoration of it. But yeah, super cool. Definitely recommend it. It's a bit of a tough watch at times because it is pretty brutal. I mentioned Akira, which actually I'm wearing the Akira shirt today. Didn't plan that. It's not as actually, it's about as violent as Akira, I would say. Not as sexual in nature as some of the scenes in Akira. But yeah,
No melting baby. No gigantic melting baby.
not that I'm aware of, not that I remember. Yeah,
I still stand by. That should be a cosplay sometime. Just like have a dude who like a sumo suit and just covers himself in like melted butter.
yeah.
Like walks around like. "Bah."
And just like attach random cables and cords to yourself and just yell Kaneda a lot.
Yeah, like Play-Doh and silly putty, and you kind of.
Kaneda! Tetsuo!
I shouldn't be alive.
I eat too many pizza. Yeah, I think you're describing Bloaty's Pizza Hog from Invader Zim.
I don't think I've seen Invader Zim, but I didn't watch enough of it to get that. So
Bloaty's Pizza Hog. Bloaty's Pizza Hog.
I'm missing all your references today.
I know.
I'm so sorry.
I'm just on a roll. That's okay. It's I don't know whose fault it is.
No, it's mine. It's fine.
Okay. This time I'll let you have it. Yeah. It was rad. Everything else I have is not time sensitive that I can just talk about next time if you'd like. The only other thing, this is very short, and then I'll let you share your feet.
Yep.
Yep. I noticed
Flaccid feet.
I was surprised. It's flat, only in the middle. Oh, God, ew. I think I hate that more than the dick.
Your toes are just straight out from like the
Like the arch of your foot just goes in reverse and it's just like it's curved downwards. Ew. Everyone in chat is popping off right now. They want to see this. I feel like the only sane person on earth right now. A second ago,
No.
when I was describing Tech on Kingcrete, I felt like the most insane human being, and now I'm like, am I the only one with all their screws together? Because they're into it.
You might be the only one that has a non-flat. That you might be the one whose foot is not flaccid.
Yeah, I mean my feet are pretty erect right now. I can't show them. Sorry, Jimmy.
Stiff as a board.
Free those piggies. It's like, give me them. I assume you mean paws. Give me them toe beans. This isn't something that I experienced, but I noticed that maybe this is just because it's the graphic designer, the marketing person in me, but Hershey's, which is pretty local to me actually, they're doing like a Pokemon, some kind of crossover event, and it's all specifically like Team Rocket there's like the Team Rocket takeover to all their graphics right now. So like their social profiles on social medias and stuff like have like spray painted R's with like the drippy like red text and stuff, and they're doing ads that are just like big Hershey bar graphics like on the sides of walls, and it's like, you know, big graffiti like Team Rocket was here, or just like a big R with like a Pokeball. They made like a cool little graffiti Hershey Kiss Pokeball mashup thing that they're doing. But it looks pretty cool, and I'm actually like excited for. Normally, when I see stuff like this, I'm like, whatever. Like, marketing, gonna market, and I know that's like literally my job. But like, you can smell when it feels disingenuous. You can smell it a mile away. And this just feels like just a cool celebration of both the Hershey's brand and Pokemon. So I am genuinely like actually excited to see whatever this is gonna be, and completely unrelated.
Nice.
Poppy is saying Pobs is a silly way to say pause. Oh, similar to burb and doggo. God, that's such a millennial thing, isn't it? Like, I saw like a video that like a Gen Z or Gen Alpha person made, and it was like millennial cringe. And oh my God, they're right. They're right, because they're like, I had to do a thing, or I did a thing. I had to do adulting today. It's hard. Oh, what a good doggo. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? That is super fucking annoying. I hate when we talk like that.
But every generation has that though. There's going to be Gen Z cringe in a few years.
Oh, there already is.
Gen Alpha.
If I hear 6'7" one more time,
freaking
I'm gonna shoot myself.
6'7" fucking skibbity toilet, that bullshit. You know, there's no judgment on my half. I think it's dumb, but at the same time, half the shit we said, you know, burb, doggo, I hate adulting. Like, I don't say that shit anymore because I also find it cringy. But like, the only thing of millennial cringe that is, you know, judged to be millennial cringe by Gen Z that I will absolutely fight to the death for is
the game
being passionate about shit.
Yeah,
is like one of the things that it's excuse me, one of the things that like millennials get genuinely excited over shit, and Gen Zers find that apparently cringy. And I'm like, bitch, you're so fucking like knotted up. Like, fucking loosen up, loosen it.
Not in that way, Poppy. Not knotted up that way.
Loosen up. I just. But I know it bothers me because it's like, and part of it I understand. Like, they were the generation that grew up with smartphones, and so they had to be on guard all the fucking time because anything they did could be posted online and to be made fun of. It's gone to the point now where from what I'm understanding, a not small portion of Gen Z is really into retro tech, like getting into like even like PSPs and stuff like that, just things that were like pre-internet. Things where they don't have to be connected 24/7, and they're loving it. And fucking props to them, man. That's great.
I know.
And I do not get the badger mushroom thing at all.
What? Badger, mushroom. Really?
It sounds like a YouTube poop thing, which I've already said before where my stance is on those.
So it's not a YouTube poop because it's just a YouTube. Like, it was one of the very first like Flash. Actually, I think it predated YouTube. It was like one of those E-Bombs World Flash videos that was just random and stupid and dumb. Like, think the era of like Charlie the Unicorn. And like
I hated Charlie the Unicorn too.
There's a couple of lines that still
even
get
back
me.
Then I hated that.
Yeah, but that like LOL so random humor, like I was never really super into that either. But that song was super catchy, and I did watch it a million times.
I've never heard the Badger Mushroom thing.
Yeah,
I've genuinely never heard it before.
I'm so surprised. That's wild. I don't know how that didn't come up.
I also was like really tuned out of. I was really tuned out of internet culture for a while. Like,
yeah,
probably the earliest like internet culture stuff that I like partook in was like during college, which was, The Cake is a Lie, fucking what's with that fake energy drink commercial you like strawberry?
Power
How about
thirst. Yeah,
rawberry?
power thirst.
Power thirst.
This was a little
Which
bit
I'm
before.
not gonna lie, power thirst is genuinely like a funny bit.
Those are funny. Yeah,
Like it
like
still kind of holds up a little bit.
when life gives you lemons, you find a new god. Power thirst was great. So I'm surprised that you never saw the Badger Mushroom thing, considering I'm surprised it didn't show up at a Pizza Tuesday, because considering we one entire night had the "Look at my horse is amazing" on loop for like
Oh
12
my God.
hours. Do you remember that?
No,
What?
I don't.
Oh my God, I thought it sent you
I
back.
remember the song. I don't remember doing that though.
Yeah, somebody who I think I can name, but I won't, played that video in the background. We were playing Counter-Strike and
Was it
StarCraft.
Justin.
No. It was I'm pretty sure it was I'll just say his first name. I think it was Ian.
So Ian actually. Side note: Ian is no longer Ian.
Oh,
Her name is Amelia.
Okay. Happy Pride. Good for her.
I believe so. I have not spoken to her in a while, but I am friends with her wife on Facebook.
Oh. Maybe. Oh, you froze. Oh. He's dead. Oh. He's back. He's gone. Is it me?
I'm still here. I can hear you.
Okay, you're lagging like crazy. My internet's green.
That's because I tried something. Apparently,
He's
I guess for that.
He's entered the matrix. This is pretty transphobic of you right now, internet. Robo Josh Keaton says. Yeah, you are frozen and completely. I don't know if you're talking, but you're frozen and I can't hear you at all. It looks like you're just giving me the death stare. Oh. Hello? Let's see if he's... Maybe we do this. Maybe we do this real quick. I'm gonna disconnect. Call him back. That was weird. Hello? It says we're connected. Oh, I can see you messaging me. I can hear you. That's so weird. Damn it. I disconnected and reconnected and I'm not getting nothing. I don't think it's me. My internet's showing green. Shit.
Can you hear me?
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
There we go.
He has
I don't know
returned.
what. It just the internet completely shit itself.
Weird. That was transphobic. Hate crime.
The internet. I was
Yeah.
trying to look up, see to make sure I was correct with that. But when I tried to get on Facebook to double check it, that's when it freaked out. So I closed out of my browser, reopened it, and then that's when everything else freaked out. So I could hear you for a while. I heard
weird.
you even say that's internet, and then it just kaput. So then I disconnected from the call, and then Discord just was like loading. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I closed out of Discord entirely, disconnected from my internet, reconnected to my internet, opened up Discord again, and now it seems better. So I don't
Okay.
know.
All right. Well, you're back. Yeah, good for.
But shout out to Amelia.
Shout outs to Amelia. Thanks for coming out. I'm pretty sure that pre-transition, she slept with someone that I was dating when we were all friends. But
Probably.
yep, there was a couple of people in that friend group that I'm pretty sure she cheated on me with. But yeah, no hard feelings there.
It was not me, so don't worry about
Yeah,
that.
no, I don't think it was you. Although, what a
I don't
way
stick
to.
my dick in crazy.
What if I. Damn.
Actually, you know what? That's a little mean, not because of like she was awful. I'm not denying that, but I do know she actually had some genuine mental health problems,
Yeah.
and I think calling her crazy is a little dismissive of that. I'm not even being like saying that as like as a bit. Like I actually feel a little bit bad using crazy
Yeah.
in that instance. But
Yeah.
anyway, she was not good either
No.
way.
Mental health issues or not, don't cheat on your partners, folks. Multiple times with
Nope.
multiple people. Just try to avoid it if you can. Anyway, and then say play like the victim and say that they all molested you.
Hmm.
So on to any other note. What were we talking about? So I guess we can. Or no. Did you want to show your feet real quick?
Um, so what I was going to show real quick, this will be very fast. It's not my feet. Sorry, Jimmy.
Just a real
Sorry,
quick.
Keaton. No pobs.
No
No
pobs.
pobs tonight. Hand. No, I got review copies of two books in the mail I want to show off. Shout out to Retro Game Books, Brian Rigsby's company, Retro Game Books. They sent me review copies of I Am Not Good, A History of Cheating in Video Games.
That's a great title. Oh, I see the Game Shark. Yep.
Yeah. Written by a dude named Nate Drake. He has never played Uncharted. It says so on the back of the book
That's
because he gets that along.
unfortunate.
Yes. The other one, I'm still in the process of reading this book. I'm pretty early on. I'm only like 30 some odd pages in. Yeah, like 40 pages in. I still have like a large chunk to go. But in the midst of reading that one, I already finished reading and edited or recorded and edited an episode on it. It's coming out on Sunday, tomorrow for you patrons, if anyone's a patron here. Nadia Oxford's book, From Pixels to Prose.
Right.
What video games taught me about storytelling.
That looks like Chrono Trigger.
Yes, very much so. I mean, she's a big JRPG fan.
Yeah.
This book's amazing. This is a really good book. I loved reading it. Yeah, you'll hear more about it when I talk with Nadia on the episode. But like, I talked to her all about like what is important to her about like like what video games taught her about storytelling. Like we touch on some of the stuff from the books. I talk about specific chapters. It's really good. It's an easy, fun read, and like Nadia is really fucking funny. I think I've talked about. I think I read some snippets of it before where she jokes about how the
Yeah.
game. Which game is it?
Roger Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit gave her NES syphilis.
Yeah. That was good.
Um,
I might have.
so yeah,
I-
great book.
Yeah, I still want to reach out to her, name drop you for sure, and not sound like a total like rando. But I do kind of want to see if she would be interested in coming on to talk Dragon Quest for its 40th anniversary.
I mean, I think the 40th anniversary just happened.
Shit, maybe
So,
I missed
like,
it.
Because there's already been podcast episodes about the 40th anniversary
Okay.
that
Well-
have come out. But if it's not too late, I can reach out to her if you would like me to.
Sure, that'd be great. Keaton says I came back from a commercial at an odd time. Is there ever an even time on this talk show?
But yeah, just to
cool.
wrap up this segment, shout out to Retro Game Books. Like it's just some nice quality paperbacks. That was really nice of Brian to send me these review copies. He sent me the digital and physical in the mail, so got 2 new books to add to my my video game book library, and yeah, really cool. Side note, I also love in the artwork for the I'm Not Good. If you notice on these dudes' shoulders, they have tattoos of the Contra code.
Ah, that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
isn't that awesome?
I see the Contra. I see Supersonic. Everybody. I don't know anybody who legitimately got all the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic 2. It's a little bit easier in Sonic 2 than 3, but even still, like 2 and 3, like legitimately getting all the Chaos Emeralds is really difficult. We've all done the 1965 917 code in the sound test menu of Sonic 2. We've all done that.
I did that to beat it.
Yeah. or that's the level select, and then I think it's 4129 is the all Chaos Emeralds. I'm testing my 30-year-old knowledge here.
I'm
But
not sure
nice.
about that.
I'll have to
But yeah.
check those out.
And the last thing I'll tease, this is not a big thing. I have locked in my guest for episode 400. We have a recording date scheduled.
Nice.
I will not. I've talked about who it was, I think, on live here before, but I'm not going to bring it up again just because until it's recorded, I'm not fucking trusting it. Like I don't know.
Yeah, and he has to get out of jail too. So,
yeah,
I don't know how Diddy is gonna, I don't know how much he knows about video games, but could you imagine? You're like, yeah, my guest, a very special guest for the 400th episode. Please welcome, fucking Ghislaine Maxwell. I was gonna say Jeffrey Epstein.
I'm innocent.
I don't think he's talking
I'm
to anybody.
innocent. I didn't do anything.
Yeah. Well, cool. 400 freaking episodes is wild. That's a lot more content than I've done in having only been doing this like 4 years fewer than you have. But I've not been consistent aside from the past like 2 years. So
I mean, I've only been consistent really for the last couple. Technically, I've done more than 400 episodes because all my mini episodes that I do once a month. If you count the minis, which in all honesty, those are like 45 minutes to an hour. So it's not like they're short.
yeah, that's still
They're just short by comparison.
yeah.
From what I can see here, I have 463 episodes posted if you count the minis.
Wow.
And bonus ones. So yeah, been a lot of cool. This year has just been a good year for the show. Like, I this would be a much larger topic, I think, and we got to talk about Summer Games Fest. But like, I've been going through so many ups and downs, like emotionally, not in terms of the show specifically, but where it's like every now and then I feel like I have to reevaluate and find again why I love doing the podcast, which I know is weird because sometimes I get stuck into a loop where I'm chasing like clout or something like that, where it's like when I guest on Digital Foundry, I'm like, oh man, I guess on Digital Foundry, and now that I do this, like, and I don't consciously think it. I think it's subconsciously. I subconsciously think this, and then it kind of affects me later on, where like I think subconsciously I'm thinking like, oh, because I did this, I've made it. I'm going to get like a ton of new followers. I'm going to get a ton of blah, 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 like, and then it happens. And I did. I got like 30 plus. I got like 30 more subscribers on YouTube. I got like 15 or 20 new followers on Blue Sky. I got like some bunch of kind words. And you know what? I felt happy, but not like fulfilled. And I realized like chasing clout will never make me feel fulfilled. So I have to. I think it's so easy to get into that mindset when you're like trying to chase like some form of notoriety. And I've realized the episodes that I enjoy the most are the ones that I connect with my guest on.
Yeah.
The ones that I really enjoy having the conversations with. And like I did an episode that just came out on Wholesome Games, the Wholesome Games Direct that's come the live stream for Summer Games Fest is coming up this Saturday. I interviewed one of the people who work on it, Jenny Wyndham, and I had a great conversation with her. I finished that conversation just feeling fulfilled because like her and I really like hit it off. It was a really wonderful conversation. We bragged about each other's partners to each other. It was like we got to know each other really well, and like we got to know each other like to the point where after we were done recording, she's like, hey, are you ever do you do any like industry events? I'm like, I wish. I just don't have the time or budget, because like she's over on the West Coast, and I'm like, if I'm ever out there, I'd love to like we can meet up or something like that. Like she wanted to hang out, which I thought was really cool. Like that's what I find more enjoyable when I make a new friend, and when I can like, and I'm realizing that like the joy of this isn't the clout chasing, it's the community.
Oh yeah.
And I need to I forget that sometimes because I'm not always the most active like with the conversations in the community, whether it's on my own Discord or other people's. So yeah, just I don't know. I know this is kind of like a random tangent, but I've been thinking about this a lot where it's like I'll go through funks where I'm like, man, the podcast isn't doing anything for me. And then I think back to literally just like a week ago where I had like a great conversation, or like it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago I recorded the episode with Jenny. I just had a wonderful conversation with Jenny. And had some really great conversations with other people. And I gotta remember the fun of it isn't the numbers. The fun of it is the conversation. And that's what I have to like focus on. The numbers I need to remember are a perk. They're a bonus. Like they
Yeah.
should make me feel good, but they should not be what sustains me.
Yeah, I think it's natural to want some kind of return on all this effort and this work, and I do the same thing, like
Yeah.
streaming 4 days a week, and I posting and trying to do clips and stuff, and sometimes it's double digit views, and sometimes it's 1,000 views. I have the TikTok that's like 17,000 views. I have one of my personal one that's like 2 million views for some freaking reason, and it's easy to get frustrated and be like, why is nobody caring about this thing that I care a lot about and I put myself out there for? But yeah, like you said,
Yeah.
it's about the community, and there should be like a. I think it's the difference of being content and being satisfied. Like I think you should be satisfied with what you have done and what you've created, even if you're not content with where you are, which I think is okay because it just means you want to keep going. But like I was actually just talking about
I
this.
never want to be content with where I'm at in terms of my creative thing because that means I still am learning. I'm still
Right.
working on stuff. That's what's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, but then you have to look backwards sometimes and be like, yo, I just did this thing for a channel with 1.5 million subscribers. Like that's fucking awesome. you know? Or like
That and that's kind of how like I was talking to my coworker today. That's how like this month has been a really like high point for the show, and I'm
mm,
realizing like I just have to just allow myself to enjoy it, not like, in a weird sense, not let my feelings dictate that, but just like almost like force my feelings to like understand the reality, if that makes sense. Like in the past like week or so, guested on Digital Foundry, the Kickstarter that I for that indie video game magazine, that's fully funded.
yeah.
So I'm going to be a published writer.
Hell yeah.
And like the Kickstarter ends in like 5 days. I got these review copies, which granted I got the digital versions like a month or two ago, but I got these review copies and I'm like reading those. I landed a really cool guest for episode 400. Like there's a lot of cool stuff happening right now, and I think I just have to take a step back and just be like, man, like it's been a good year. Like regardless of how I'm feeling, I need to acknowledge, like look at it objectively. And I'm not saying that my feelings will magically change, but I think what helps me kind of appreciate my journey more is like just take a look back and just see like I was able to get this was able to happen. Not entirely because of me, but through the help of my community, through the help of the connections and the friends I've built. Like the Digital Foundry thing, I would not have gotten that if I wasn't friends with Try. So once again, shout out to Try. The connections with the writing thing, I probably wouldn't have gotten that if I hadn't talked to the guy Darren Hupke who runs Pixels and Polygons about I wanted to start. Oh, I talked to you off mic about starting a little like retro game
Yeah.
zine, which I don't think I have the funds for because I don't think I can afford a graphic designer. No, that's no digs at you
No, I
specifically.
know.
It's just shit's expensive. Life's expensive. Like I'm not trying. Like I get it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to either I have to figure that shit out myself or whatnot. But in any case, I'm just very grateful for this journey because man, there's like it feels like there's still fun shit coming. I'm really excited about other stuff that I have lined up for this year.
Yeah. And Keaton is saying congrats in the chat. I will second that. Uh we should
Thanks, Ethan.
be congratulating ourselves for the little victories, and not and yeah, sure, it's fucking capitalism. Like we're told like you're never enough unless you're famous and you can quit your job and live off of this stuff.
See, I don't even think that. I remember learning at a young age that fame doesn't fill you. Like fame will not make you whole. Fame will not. So I understand that. objectively, I don't think it's capitalism. I think in some elements it's actually like evangelical trauma, where it's like,
Well, yeah.
you know, you're born sinful, you can't ever be perfect.
Yep.
And I understand that, and I like it, yeah. But I think more or less it's like kind of growing up and being told like you at your core are not a good person because you're sinful.
Yep.
Instead, like imagine like I can't imagine saying that to my daughter,
Yeah. Oop.
like to my 5-year-old daughter, be like, you're a bad person because you were born sinful.
Yeah.
My kid is one of the sweetest people in the world. I didn't have to teach her a goddamn thing about it. It's who she is at her core.
Yeah.
And you're trying to tell me like, get the fuck
And
out
you're
of
like,
here.
God loves you so much that he's going to burn you in hell if you don't love him back.
That's we anyway.
Yeah.
We should move on to Summer Games Fest. Otherwise, we could go down this route. It's already almost 10.
There are
We've
many.
been going for an hour and a half. So,
So you mentioned the was it the Cozy Direct or the Indie
Wholesome Games Direct.
Wholesome Games Direct? That's it. Yeah, I will probably watch that one. But yeah, so today was the PlayStation 1 was at 5 p.m. and then at 3, a little bit earlier, was the Black Voices in Gaming. Which,
cool.
yeah, I have almost as many interesting games that I saw from that than I did like the PlayStation 1. Has that happened yet, the Wholesome Game? No, that's what, Saturday?
Saturday at noon, I believe. Noon Eastern, excuse me. Saturday at noon Eastern.
Yeah.
9 a.m. Pacific.
I have them all on my calendar somewhere. And then Sunday, I think, is the Xbox one, which I only ever watched because of my fleeting hope that someday, somehow, I'll see Phantom Dust exist again. But now that Phil Spencer's not part of Xbox, I think that is the dream that was circling the drain, I think, is fully submerged because he was a big Phantom Dust fan.
Xbox has to do something drastic because like they are fucking flounder.
Speaking of circling the drain,
there's a whole Jesus Christ. But yeah, sorry, continue.
Yeah, so we'll see if they'll reveal what Project Helix really is on Sunday. But yeah, so it was the Black Voices in Gaming was today at 3. Police and I were gonna watch it and react, but she's not feeling well. So there were a couple of games that like caught my eye. The first one I just think is a really cool concept. I will never play it because of the gameplay style is not for me. But so the first one that really caught my eye, it's called Black Sailors, and it's like a tactical sailing kind of, you know, Sid Meier's Pirates kind of feeling. You know, anything with Sid Meier in the name is not going to be something that I'm going to be into. But but it's like a tactical sailing thing, and it's like Afro-Brazilian, like a decolonized lens of the world. So it's like, I don't know if it's like if slavery never happened, but it's like, you know, each character is from a different, you know, like tribe in Africa, not just like, because they were saying like, yeah, you know, we're lucky if we get a character, and they're like, yep, and they're African, and it's like, you realize how huge Africa is, you realize how many countries Africa has, and how different the cultures are, like even just like north to south. So there's like, you know, this tribe, the Yoruba tribe, and this and da Ife tribe, and then, you know, the Brazilian side of things, and really cool art. Again, I just it's not my style of gameplay. I don't like tactical stuff that much, but I was really interested at how they were like decentralizing like a colonizer lens of history. I just think that's super cool. It kind of reminded me of the game where it's like an Afrofuturistic one where you're like re-stealing, or reclaiming like African artifacts from like British museums and stuff.
Museums and shit.
Yeah, that game sounds cool. I think that may be out. I'm not sure. Then the one that is like maybe the second most excited for a game I got of the entire day, like including all the Sony stuff.
Wait, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
That first game, what type of game? Is it an RTS or is it a strategy game?
It's just like a strategy. Like it's a top down. You're moving the ships around, and you're like, you tell them where to like fire their cannons, and it's like little, you get little
Kind of
cones
like
of
Red
view.
or something like that, or like Civilization.
Yeah, well, kind of like Sid Meier's Pirates, from my understanding of
Okay,
what that
okay.
game was like.
And what's it called again? Sorry.
Black Sails is the pirate show. Black Sailors, it's called.
Black Sailor. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool, cool, cool. Thank you. Sorry,
yeah.
go on with the and then.
Yeah. So the next one is, this is like the second most excited that I got for a game at all, and we saw very little of it, but I was like, "Yup, this is checking a lot of boxes for me." Um, it's called Netcode Warriors. It's a 3D fighting game, made by, I think they're called Sun Studios, SON Studios. The so Oh, you'll get the references because I showed you a bunch of fighting games. So it looks like it plays a lot like Project Justice, or but it's not team based. So maybe more like Techromancer. So 3D kind of arena fighting.
Okay.
Yeah, Jimmy says Netcode looks awesome. Dude, it's like so it looks like it plays like that, but it has this really cool like Mega Man X like Metabots kind of art style. And it just looks rad as hell. And of course, you know, it's like kind of like a Shibuya Punk. Anything Shibuya Punk I'm gonna be into. But there's also like a little bit of like Super Sentai / Power Rangers influence, because you transform from like your human form into like this, you know, robot looking thing. Like it almost, the characters that they showed off kind of looks like something between, like when he puts the armor on and transforms, something between like a Power Ranger and a Gundam. Oh, we talking Metabots now? Be still my heart. I know, right? I knew you'd get that reference, Jimmy. Which, speaking of, somebody is making a 4K like remaster of Metabots, and the first episode is up on YouTube, and I watched it, and I never, it was on when I was a kid, but I never really paid much attention to it. But watching it again, I was like, okay, I might have to continue watching the show. It's pretty cool. It's definitely, you know, kind of a cut and paste formula of the early 2000s, but yeah, it looks cool. 3D fighting game, cool air combos, very floaty and very anime. Excited for that one. And then that team is also making like a traditional 2D fighting game that looks like it plays kind of like Marvel vs. Capcom, and that one's called I think it's called like Saturday Morning Manga Battles or something. And it's literally just like influences are on its sleeve. Very much just like, yep, this feels like Saturday morning cartoons, feels like anime, feels Wait, are you there? Oh, god damn it. He's frozen again. It looks like he fell asleep. I don't know if you can hear me, Josh. It looks like you fell asleep on stream. I was like, damn, he really hates this. Let me switch back over. Damn it. It keeps happening. That's a tough pause. Indeed, Jimmy. Oh my god, I'm dying. Oh, I should be pausing or muting when I'm coughing. I'm so sorry. Let me try to call him back. Oh, this is hysterical. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay, you're back. Sorry, I'm dying laughing.
My mother-in-law is over, so because there's 3 different people using Wi-Fi right now, my wife, her, because she falls asleep to the TV, so it's just streaming all night.
Jesus.
I'm
sitting here like explaining this game, and you're frozen like this.
No, I saw the freeze. I can hear you.
Okay. It was so funny. I mean, it sucks and it's frustrating, but like, it just looked like you were just done with whatever I was saying.
I mean, I'm also not. I mean, being honest, like the game I have no interest in it, but I'm enjoying hearing your enthusiasm for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to convince you or saying because I think you'll like it. I'm just sharing what I thought was cool to you.
Yeah,
and
that's why I'm enjoying listening about it.
Yeah.
I'm also tired.
Sure. That was just, yeah, like Jimmy said,
That's a tough
it was a
pause. Yeah.
tough pause. Well, maybe this will wake you up. The last one that I saw in the Black Voices in Gaming Direct was this is the full title of the game, and it's the real title of this very real game. It's called Truck Coon is Supporting Me from Another World. You know how like new age animes have just ridiculously long titles, like so I got reincarnated as a fucking panties vending machine, and now my girlfriend, who's actually my half sister, is coming to town. So yeah, it's called Truck Coon is Supporting
You're
Me.
really telling me about your algorithm.
Hey, so that's not, we listen and we don't judge. Sometimes you're
That's
into
true.
peni that are flaccid in the middle. Sometimes you're into turning into a panty vending machine. So he's gone. Um,
So,
but aside from it
uh,
just being like a funny title, the gameplay actually seems really interesting because it seems it's not a mashup of these two things, but these two styles of games are happening simultaneously. Dragon Quest, or like an old school pixel art Final Fantasy, is happening while Crazy Taxi is happening. Not at the same, like not in the same world, but it's like so the screen is split. So it seems like the truck driving part, the Crazy Taxi part, is more like most of the screen, and then there's like a little sliver at the bottom that's like pixel art, turn-based JRPG. And so from what I gathered anyway, you get like quests from the RPG characters in the modern world that are like just little like Tony Hawk stuff. So it'll be like run over 10 lawn chairs, and then you got to find the little area where there's lawn chairs and run them over, and then it'll power up the characters who are fighting monsters in the JRPG world. It just seems super weird, super fun, kind of like a Katamari art style, just goofy, not afraid to be weird, and experimental, and it looks like an absolute blast. And what a mashup!
I'm trying to picture it. I like when I hear it, I'm like, I hate that. That sounds dumb, but at the same time, there is like like The World Ends with You is two very different gameplay styles that worked well together. So
Yeah,
though these are more different than that,
more different, and
but
seems like that's kind of the draw, is how different they are. It's not trying to be synergistic.
yeah,
It's like that's the fun, is that you're playing a turn-based JRPG and like Crazy Taxi at the same time. But yeah,
that just sounds too crazy for me.
it is crazy. But yeah, I would definitely check out that trailer. I want to say check out the Netcode Warriors trailer, but in and of itself, I think it's not really going to do much for most people because you see very little. It's still very early. But Truck Coon is well along its way. I think it comes out in July, so I would recommend checking that one out.
I was gonna say I think instead of going through every bit of the Sony showcase, we should talk about our personal highlights, because like I'm gonna be honest, man, I'm starting to crash, and I actually have to watch something for a recording session tomorrow, and I have to come up with questions for my guest recording in a couple days.
Well, I can fast forward through. Believe it or not, those were my highlights from the. Those were just my highlights.
Wow.
From the Black Gaming, Black Voices in Gaming. So I'll fly through my highlights, and then we can go back and talk about any of them in however much detail we need to. Which sounds like you weren't that moved by a lot of them.
No, very few.
Okay.
Most of them, they either felt like there was like the one that normally would have appealed to me. There was like, I forget what it was already, but it just felt. Oh no, actually, you know what? Wolverine, I don't give two shits about.
Okay.
I know I should because it's Insomniac.
Yeah.
And I love Insomniac. I like their Spider-Man games, but I am so like, I don't know. I just have no interest in it. And I feel like I'm the only one. And I don't have a good reason either. I don't have a specific reason. It doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
It's just like I just don't have any interest in it.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I think. Well, so that's what they led with. It was the coldest of cold steel opens too, because like all of a sudden, Jimmy's do it. I love that. That's just the code for like let Josh rant about something.
just lose my mind over something not important.
um, yeah, so they opened with Wolverine, and all of a sudden it was like, and it was so funny because I was like, I was running a little bit behind getting started, and like as I was ready to go on the stream, the video was starting, and so I was like, okay, all right, here we go, let's go. What are we doing? And people were just immediately getting like ripped in half, and I was like, oh my god, okay, so right, I forgot we're doing a mature Logan Wolverine.
You know what I think it is? I think Wolverine's a better character than the character I'm about to reference, but the fans of Wolverine remind me of the fans of Deadpool in a little bit, but not because of the same personality types at all.
Yeah.
Like Deadpool fans are worse, objectively worse.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's more just like so many people are such like I always hear how cool of a character Wolverine is, and I don't think I have enough experience with X-Men to really have an emotional attachment to him because I've never even seen the X-Men movies, like the 2000s X-Men movies.
They're pretty good.
And so like I don't know, I just don't care. So I watched it. I'm like, all right, like I'm glad they're doing this because it's overdue for a Wolverine game, but it just did not move the needle for me. And I wish I could had like nothing I saw looked bad. At most most negative thing I can say is like it looks like every other Sony third person action adventure game.
Yeah.
It looks like a more violent Spider-Man. It looks like another version of fucking Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm not saying the gameplay is nothing like, but it's
Yeah.
open world exploratory with like probably some fucking RPG systems, and I've just seen it 1,000 times, and
Yeah.
having Wolverine be the skin for this does nothing for me.
That's fair. That you don't have like a if you don't have a personal attachment to it, it's not gonna. It's funny you say that, and I promise I'm not just saying this to make you mad, but I know that it will. It seemed a lot.
Bringing up Dark Souls.
No. It doesn't. So in Dark Souls, no. And I don't say this in a bad way, but it reminded me a lot of the combat in First Light, like context sensitive, brutal melee, and going seamlessly from gameplay to a cutscene to you're riding a motorcycle up a cliff next to a truck, and then you jump off the motorcycle off the thing, and then you land on the truck, and then you're fighting dudes on top of the truck, and then it goes into a cutscene, and like in that kind of like very cinematic presentation way, and the gameplay loop kind of felt like Bond. But
I mean, we'll have to see what the controls are because I liked Marvel Spider-Man, but Marvel Spider-Man I only played the first one. I didn't play Spider-Man 2.
I haven't either.
But in the first one, it was essentially just Arkham Asylum control, like combat controls. That's how that game control. So if Wolverine is the same, I'm sorry, you just swapped out Spider-Man with some new mechanics.
Right.
Like you made it more violent, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I love that style. Like Horizon Zero Dawn, I liked Marvel Spider-Man. I like, Uncharted. I like Last of Us. I like Sony's like third person action adventure titles. I do.
Yeah.
I think I'm finally tired of some of them. I don't know. Maybe it's also because I just played Forbidden West, which was like a 70-hour experience.
Whoa.
And the idea of doing another game like that but with Wolverine, there's just nothing there for me.
Yeah, I don't know if it's open world. I would imagine that it's like linear level based. Keaton says Spider-Man's combat works. No need to fix that. Focus on making the story different. Yeah, which it seems like they are.
I agree, but then there's nothing for the game to stand out for me because if I don't have the emotional connection to Wolverine, all it is just the same game with a different skin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm
Like
sure they
in,
will.
in terms of gameplay,
Yeah.
the obviously the and I you know what? I could be wrong. I don't know what the gameplay is going to be like. Is it just a clone? Did they modify it a little bit? How different is it from everything else? I don't know. It could be so different. It could be like First Light. I would say is vastly different than Marvel's Spider-Man in terms of the combat. Like I actually would compare First Light's combat more to Ghost of Tsushima in the sense that you have to be
Mm,
much more like technically proficient. You have to be much more intentional with your movement, with your combat mechanics. Um, Versus like Spider-Man, it's just mash the square button until you see a dude about to punch you, hit triangle to parry, and then you mash square again until another dude comes up and you see the little icon bleep. You hit triangle to parry that guy, and you know, so it could be different. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it's completely different, but I don't know enough about it until then. And like I said, I just have no like Wolverine just doesn't do it for me.
yeah. He's not my favorite, but the X-Men are. So I
I like
found,
the idea of X-Men a lot.
yeah. So I found myself starting off being like, oh, okay, cool. It's finally. I'm excited to see what this is going to be like. When they first announced it, I was
Mm.
like, okay, I like X-Men. Wolverine has never been my favorite X-Men character. I think he's cool and interesting. Um, but it wasn't until about halfway through, like I was kind of drawn into the gameplay. I was like, this looks cool. But then they started introducing the other X-Men characters, and I was like, oh, sick! Because so much of Wolverine in the movies had very little, and even his last game, which a very underrated game. I loved the X-Men Origins game. It was better than the movie that was based on. Um,
Uh-huh.
but there wasn't a lot of, which I know isn't saying much, but there wasn't a lot of other X-Men characters, and I don't know if it was a licensing thing or what. But like halfway through this trailer, Jean Grey shows up, and I was like, oh, cool, she's in it. That means Cyclops has got to be in it. Sabretooth shows up, and I was like, gotta have him. Why wouldn't you? And then I'm pretty sure I saw Omega Red, who was like kind of a deeper cut. If you know the old cartoon, he was in that a little bit.
I've never seen the
Um,
X-Men cartoon.
Oh, I know. I am aware. Unfortunately. um,
Wait, just because of my last rant, or did I say something else that I'm forgetting?
no, I don't know if I want to say, but it was something you've told me prior. It wasn't the last rant. Star Wars
I
episode.
don't remember what I said. You'll have to tell me off mic.
Yeah, well, I'm I'll just tell you. I was considering X-Men 97 for a quarterly quest for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to say it, but I didn't want to sound like I was like hiding something. But there's a lot that I'm considering,
okay.
so we don't know if that's
Oh,
gonna come up.
I thought I went on like a rant. I'm like, I don't think I've ever been that mad about X-Men. I mean, I don't
No,
have like a strong opinion of them, but like,
no.
I don't know. They don't do anything for me, but I don't think I've ever. They're no Dark Souls.
Yeah, yeah, do it. As soon as I said it, I knew it was coming. Jimmy, you and I will have to talk about Mando and Grogu because I don't know if you've seen it yet. Not to go back to that, but Jimmy and I have been talking Star Wars a lot lately. But yeah, so Wolverine, I was more excited for once the more of the recognizable X-Men characters showed up. So I'm stoked for it. Again, I don't know. I don't think it's like I'm gonna buy it at launch, but I'll probably pick a copy up when it hits like $40. And then in that same vein, we talked a little bit about this off mic, but they showed 4 new characters for the Tokon Fighting Souls fighting game, which creators of Guilty Gear, so they know how to make a smooth ass fighting game. It was Doctor Doom, Magneto, Green Goblin, and Carnage, which I thought Carnage was a cool pick because they always do Venom. Venom's been in like every Marvel vs. Capcom game. So it's cool. It was cool to see Carnage, which is just like a more unhinged Venom. So I don't know. That game like looks insane to me. It's a 4-on-4 team. Like, and I struggle with like, Marvel vs. Capcom started off as 2-on-2, then it evolved into 3-on-3, and now with this game it's like 4. So you have to manage 4 characters, and it just seems like it's a lot. There's a lot happening on screen at
That's a
once.
lot.
Yeah. Maybe if there's like 1-on-1 or 2-on-2 modes, maybe I'll be interested. But stylistic wise and gameplay wise, it looks rad as hell. But I do not need another fighting game to try to get into because I'm spread too thin. I'm excited to be bad at it. Absolutely. Are you gonna play Doctor Doom, Jimmy Doom? Because he looks pretty badass. The next one is the one that I was. The only thing that I have really much else to say about. I'll name some other ones that I'm excited about, but this one was probably my number one. Foot Dive for Life, of course. That's on brand, Jimmy. Is that where the Doom comes from in your name? I don't know if that was just a.
I'd assume it's like the game Doom.
Yeah, I was. It could be the game Doom. It could be Invader Zim. Oh, it is. Oh, sick. Okay, nice. So they showed a game, new IP. It's the one that got me the most excited for anything tonight, which it was a game called Kemuri, Kemuri.
That looked cool.
Yeah,
That was one of the ones highlight for me. Yeah, it looked cool.
yeah. It's like, again, Shibuya punk. Like, I love the kind of futuristic Tokyo style.
Open world yokai hunting.
Yeah, yokai hunting. It seems like there's different. My only thing is, like, is this going to be a live service game or is there going to be an actual story? And I mean, this is the creators of Ghostwire Tokyo, which was strictly single player. So hopefully, and Ikumo Nakamura, who's just the cutest, bubbly little thing. She also worked on Okami and Bayonetta, again, 2 single player focus games. So I'm hoping there's a narrative.
Yeah.
It does seem a little bit catered towards like a repeatable kind of ZZZ, where everything's cool except there's not really much of a structure and it's like an online game. I'm a little fearful of that, but I saw a dude skateboarding up a skyscraper and I was like, yup. Yup. Rail grinding in the first like couple seconds. Yup. I'm in. Very foot oriented chat tonight. It always is. It always is, Poppy. For better or for worse. When Jimmy's here, it always
Usually
is.
worse.
Yeah, I can't say I'm a feet guy. I don't dislike feet if they're clean and well maintained.
I mean, I use them to walk, so I can't hate them that much.
Yeah. I mean, on other people. I don't dislike mine. I think they're okay. But I'm not the guy that's going to be like, oh, yeah, let me lick them toes. Let me suck on your toes. Like, what? I can't.
Why did you go there right away?
I wanted Jimmy to finish. We've been edging him this whole episode.
He's had that middle flaccid part for the whole episode.
Now it's just straight through. Bone to bone. Keyboard ruined. Now Jimmy's watching us through an opaque white sheen on his screen.
He just has cutouts of 2 people's feet. Like, oh, they're so just like glued to the screen.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Happy to give you that sweet release, Jimmy. All that to say, yeah, Kemuri looks cool. Really stoked to see more of that. And then I'm gonna rapid fire my last ones because we got to get out of here before we get somebody called on us. Stoked to see more Ace Combat 8. That was probably my number 2. I do love me some Ace Combat. We saw more Control Resonant. Excited for that. I have until September to beat the first one because it comes out like September 24th or something. And then I saw 2 really weird but exciting games. I guess are getting added to PlayStation Classics. Gitaru Man. Are you familiar with Gitaru Man?
I am, but I forget much about it. But I know it was on GameCube originally.
I think it was PS2. Maybe they ported it to GameCube. But it's like a weird rhythm game with kind of like something in between a Katamari and Parappa the Rapper art style. Cool, weird. Sony being experimental. And then Psyops the Mindgate Conspiracy is also coming to PS Plus.
I have the original Psyops on PS2, actually.
It's great.
Never played it.
Oh, man. I say it's great. I played the demo for that to death. Like, obviously there's like normal levels. But there's also like a test out your powers room, which is basically just like test out the physics, wonky ass physics engine of this game. So it's a lot like Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. Like you have telekinesis, you can pick dudes up, chuck them around. You can pick up like boulders and roll them over people, or like control their minds, or burn them with pyrokinesis and all this stuff. It's a really fun sandbox of powers to play in. Story, of course, is nothing to write home about, but it was a fun game. I'm curious to see how it holds up. Keaton is headed out. No worries. Have a great night as well.
Have a good night, Keaton.
I was gonna make another feet joke, but I think we'll just we're just gonna move on.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I can't get Jimmy going again. And then the last. Oh my God! Did you see Ill? That one for it was like a horror.
Yeah, I hated it.
Me too.
Hated it.
Yep.
Hated it. It was so gross, unnecessarily gross. Just no, 1,000 times no.
Yep. We are finally in a 100% accord. It was like that one we were watching, I think, for the Game Awards, where it was like ridiculously violent and gross, and the dude was being tortured. I was like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to toe the line of feet jokes. Yeah, I was like,
toe the line.
Yeah. I think that's what he's going for. I was like,
I didn't realize he spelled toe T-O-E. My bad.
Oh yeah,
I missed that.
Wait, isn't it T-O-E? Like your toe? Is it T-O-W?
If you're towing the line, it's T-O-W.
I was never sure if it was like toe the line or toe the line. Like you're putting your foot on the line. Like you're just about toeing the line. You know, you're just about crossing.
I thought
line.
it's toe the line as like you're pulling the line. You know, like you're toe the line. Yeah, toe the line is oh. Wait, okay, hold on. Idiom tips. Toe the line like T-O-W or toe the line T-O-E. You're right, it is actually T-O-E. Toe the company line means like the misspelling toe emerged because toe and toe are homophones. In addition, toe is a familiar verb, while toe is usually a noun. That's interesting. The correct version of the phrase is TOE, the line, toe the line.
Huh. I never knew which one it was. I've seen both interchangeably, and I didn't know what either of them really meant. Interesting.
Well, there we go.
So yeah, I googled toe, way different results. Yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine so. Safe search off. Open a couple tabs for later, and ill made me ill. I was like, oh, another like another dark, creepy horror game that's like another Silent Hill, and then I saw like the physics of when you shoot one of these monsters and it just blows apart, and in such a realistic way, like a stomach churning.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
not a fan.
That was a rough trailer. I was like, oh my God, and it just kept getting worse. It wasn't quite as bad as the one from Summer Games Fest, because that one was like horrific and long and drawn out. This one was pretty quick. It was over quickly. And then we rounded out with, I know you said you didn't watch the whole thing, but 20 minutes of a new God of War gameplay. I imagine it's probably the first 20 minutes of the game.
As soon as I saw it was God of War, I was telling you off, Mike, I don't like gameplay trailers all that much.
Yeah.
Especially when it's a game where I'm pretty sure I'm going to want to get it at some point, because I loved the God of War remake in 2018. I have yet to play Ragnarok, but I own it. It's behind me here. And I like this concept of like Kratos's dead wife from the beginning of the 2018 God of War. Like, it's clearly her going to like whatever version of heaven, Valhalla, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. I didn't watch the rest of the thing, but like, I don't want to watch 20 minutes of gameplay. I already know I'm interested. Like, you don't need to sell it to me. I might watch like a little bit of it just to see what the game like. Because what if it's like a puzzle game and I'm going in expecting an action game? I hope it's an action game because I feel like that'd be a little weird just to like
Yeah.
a series known for its violent action, and because you have a female protagonist, it's like, no, we're gonna do a puzzle game now.
Yeah,
No,
it's
no,
a
no.
shopping game. It's for all the women
Like,
because that's all you guys do. I don't know why I'm saying this as a woman. Like execs are like, ah,
but
it's a
like,
chick, so I don't know, make her go fucking cook and clean and stuff. I don't know what they do.
so I don't know. I'm interested in it, but I not 20 minutes worth of watching gameplay. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought it looked really cool. I'm not. I'm way. I need to really really catch up on God of War because I only beat the first two, so I didn't even finish the third of the Greek
Like the
ones.
PS2 ones.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I
See,
gotta.
I beat the first one, and I beat one of the PSP titles. I've gotten a decent way into God of War 2 on the PS2, and I've never touched God of War 3.
Yeah. I God of War 3 when that came out was a big deal, and I was too far behind. And then there's like Ascension, which I think bridges. It's after 3, and then yeah, obviously haven't played the remake or Ragnarok or not remake,
The
but the
remake,
reboot.
you don't need to play the originals to enjoy the reboot in 2018 with the Norse mythology.
Yeah.
So don't if you want to dive into it and you don't want to have to play through all of them, you can jump in at 2018 and you'll be perfectly fine.
Okay. I was thinking that, or at least like watching, a playthrough of 3, because I think I started 3, and I would, if I was like going to go back and beat it, I'd have to start from the beginning, and I don't know if I really want to do that this late in the game anyway. So I'll probably just watch either a recap or some kind of playthrough and then start the remake. Or I keep saying remake. It's not a remake, although they are working on a remake. They're remaking the Greek trilogy.
Yeah.
Um,
For myself, I don't really have anything to shout out. In all honesty, the new Tomb Raider looks cool. I liked because I liked the Tomb Raider reboot
Yeah.
series. I've tried some of the originals, and those are really hard to get into. Like
Yeah.
the controls are very tough to get into now.
Yeah.
We both talked about Kamuri. That looked really good. I've never played an Ace Combat game, but I've heard good things, and now I kind of want to try the series. I'll start maybe the original one. No Rest for the Wicked, which is developed by the same people who did Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Yeah.
So
thought-
I kind of have to I it's a Diablo-ish type of game, which is right up my alley.
and right out of mine.
So I'm surprised you don't like I understand not liking StarCraft because it's all strategy based, but Diablo is like just action and like RPG. Like it's great. It's just grinding for loot. It's awesome.
You said my least favorite G word. Uh, I don't like
But
grinding.
the grinding's actually fun as opposed to turn-based grinding where you just hitting menus. There's actual like there's more reactivity to it. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, I would probably like it more than grinding in like an RPG, but I don't know, something about the really zoomed out top-down camera. The animations feel kind of everything feels small. Like I noticed, like for me, like something that has to. It doesn't have to, but
What are you, an American? Everything has to be big, Andrew. You can't do a small things.
Yeah,
You fucking racist piece of shit.
wait, why is that racist? Not like small things.
Because you only like American big things.
Everything's bigger in Texas. No, it doesn't have to
Fucking
be.
racist Texas piece of shit.
I think it just has to feel like there's weight and scale. Like you're fighting these giant monsters. I think that's a huge reason why I hate MMOs, because all you're doing is just doing like a stiff little slash attack animation on this big gigantic creature, and everyone's just it's just numbers and effects, and I'm like, what am I looking at? Why do I care about this? Like I have to. It takes me
Because you
out
get
of it.
sweet loot, and there's also, especially in WoW, there's like team strategy that's interesting. What WoW makes interesting, it's if every boss in a WoW raid was, just 10 to 25 people, depending on the raid size, going up to a boss. You have a couple people up there who can tank and take all the damage. You have a bunch of healers hanging out in the back, healing everyone, and then the rest of the party is just damage, DPSing and just trying to whittle down the boss. That I would agree with you. That I mean, I'd like it because that's like my cup of tea, but that would be like boring to anyone else. WoW doesn't do that though. I can't speak for all MMOs. WoW, you have to like for example, there's a boss fight in the raid Naxxramas from Wrath of the Lich King, where the name of like the mission or raid is called Naxxramas. It's like a big pyramid type of thing,
Hmm.
um, and there's a boss in it where it's especially challenging when you have a larger raid group. There's like a 10 man raid group and a 25 man raid group. So, and the 25 you get better gear, but because it's harder to coordinate that kind of stuff. You fight this boss, and it's the party is split into two, and it's given a polarity, a positive and a negative, positive polarity, negative polarity, and depending on what you are assigned to, you have to stand to a specific side of the boss. So
Oh,
I
okay,
think
yeah.
positive is on the left side, negative is on the right, but periodically throughout the fight your polarity will change, and it's random which player gets their polarity changed. Like there was a couple times where I was changed like every 2 seconds, and I had to keep on going. And you have to pay attention, and then you have like 3 seconds or so to move to the other side of the thing. Otherwise, the positive and negative will discharge and cause a massive amount of damage to not just you but to all the other raid members. So you have to run over there, and you have to manage this guy's health and everything. There's like another, and I believe like leading up to him too. There's like two sub bosses that are on the left and right hand side of the room, and you have to kill them within like 30 seconds of each other. So you have to
Mm,
manage out your damage to like even it out so they get killed around the same time, and then you all converge on Thaddeus as Jimmy was describing.
yeah.
Like there's some really cool mechanics in World of Warcraft raids. It's really fun.
Yeah, that does sound cool. I like that aspect. I've played a little Final Fantasy 14, and they do a lot of stuff like that. But that doesn't. It's not enough to save like the core gameplay loop
That's fair.
for me. I just
You don't like tank and spank?
this is only when Jimmy's here. Uh,
That's the mechanic where like all you have to do is just send your tank in and then just have your healers focus on everything.
I thought Keaton would like the FF14 message.
There you go, Keaton. Uh, that's the mechanic where it's like a tank and spank boss is a boss you don't have to like do any fancy mechanics. You just send your tank player in, they absorb all the damage, your healers heal them and everybody else, and they tank them and you spank them. It's simple as that.
All right, tag him and spank him, tag him and back
Tank
him.
and spank 'em.
Not.
Anyway,
I don't know. I just it's just not really my
I'm
bag.
just so surprised. Like the Diablo thing, surprised. Like StarCraft, I get you don't like strategy, you don't like the kind of more slow-paced, methodical nature of that, unless it's like a combat thing, which is more martial arts like. So I get that.
Yeah, I think I
Um,
would have more fun playing. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I have played Diablo and I have played StarCraft, and I played a lot more StarCraft than Diablo. I was turned off faster by Diablo. I get turned off and I get fatigued of the RTS aspect of having to start from nothing and then build up all your resources and shit every single freaking time. Um, I don't know. I just
I mean, technically, you do that in fighting games when there's meters. You have to build up a meter every single time.
but it
And
doesn't
it takes like
take
30 seconds as
yeah,
opposed to like 15 minutes.
yeah, it doesn't take me all day for one match for a fighting game. But yeah, I just need more. I don't know, in your face. Like I need to feel the impact of an attack. Like I hate just chipping away at and watching a health bar slowly tick down. It doesn't really. I
And
don't
get
know.
your motor
Doesn't
going.
get my motor going. Like when I was playing Final Fantasy 14, I turned off almost all the like effects because I couldn't tell what was even happening because like it's just bullshit happening, just colors and
It's just bullshit
effects
happening.
and numbers, and I'm like, what? I can't even see who I'm trying to attack, and then all of a sudden,
That sounds like a skill issue,
I mean, I would probably get used to it, but I don't want to.
but you don't like it. I get that.
Yeah. He's not. No, he's not wrong. I know, like I turned off, and then I turned off everybody's nameplates because there's just 1,000 freaking like fantasy names across this. I'm like, I can't. Where am I? I don't even know where I am.
You're in the center of the screen.
Numbers go
What do you
brr.
mean you don't know where you're at? It's the center of the screen.
Don't even say it's easy to find your character when there's a fucking 1,000 people on screen at once. And I don't like numbers go burr, Jimmy. I don't care. I want punches go burr. I want impact frames go burr. That's me. Ah.
I finally found your Dark Souls.
Yeah, it's fucking MMOs that just feel do it. Wear just wear bright pink. Oh, is that it? Is that the answer? Yeah, if I have to turn off all of the effects of the game to even see what I'm doing, I don't think that here. I'll take a page out of your book. That's bad game design.
I mean, is it bad game design or skill issue? I never had an issue with it.
First one. Anyway. Oh god, yeah, this is gonna be my new do it. Although, I don't know. I was gonna say like I did just beat a story mode for one of the characters, my class characters in Star Wars: The Old Republic, which is an MMO. But I like it because I'm playing it like it's a single player story based game because it is. Because there's awesome, Mass Effect dialogue choices and it's fully voiced and I don't have to play with like 17 people at once who are going to tell me that I suck because I'm not, doing the right fucking getting your lanes or DPSs or whatever. That's my cue to go. Sorry, Poppy. I'm trashing your genre. Anyway, my thoughts on God of War Laufey, as it's called, or maybe it's Laufey. I think if you like the other ones, you'll like this one. It looks even faster and more. It looks like you have more tools in this one, which looks cool. I got a little bit of. This may turn you away from it, but it turned me towards it. I actually got a little bit of Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry 5 specifically feeling from God of War Laufey.
They're making a bad choice if that's the case.
ask the sales of that game if that was a bad choice.
Does Devil May Cry 5 sell well?
I think so. I may just be making that up.
That doesn't mean anything. I think so.
No, I'm not saying I believe it to be true. I'm saying I was pretty sure that it sold really well.
But the way you said it, like, I think so.
According to me.
Is StarCraft 2 the best game of all time? I think so.
I think so. But yeah, and aesthetically it looks awesome. Like I can't quite tell what like ethnic groups.
It did sell well. It sold 11 million units.
Hell yeah, it did. That game fucking rules. Vindicated. But yeah,
sales doesn't mean it's good.
Okay. Here we go.
How
much have you played?
StarCraft sold really well. Doesn't mean that you like it either.
I like StarCraft. StarCraft is
Age of Empires. Age of Empires.
Yeah. And but see, here's the difference. I wouldn't say that it's a bad game because I don't like it.
I actually don't think it's a bad game. I just think I just don't like the gameplay. I just like to make you mad.
Anyway, let me tell you about why I love Dark Souls.
I don't even think Dark Souls is a bad game. I just think it's got some flawed design ideas and people like it more than they should.
I'll agree with you on the first part. But yeah, the world that you're in Laufey, I couldn't tell if it was like Egyptian themed. It had a little bit of like Mayan Aztec theme. I think somebody said the name Sekhmet. So I was like, are we doing Egyptian gods now? What ethnic groups, like pantheons, are we going to kill this time? Because there's plenty of them, like or maybe it's some kind of mashup of, because there was a character who looked very like Indian, or like Hindu inspired, but then they said Sekhmet. I don't know. It's weird. There's a freaking gelatinous cube voiced by Jack Quaid. If that does anything for anybody. Speaking of, I need to watch the last season of The Boys, but never watch it while you're eating.
I apologize. I'm just looking up Devil May Cry stuff.
He's still stuck in it.
No, I want to try Devil May Cry 5. But the whole reason I rag on Devil May Cry 5 is because I hated the first game. I think the
Yeah.
first game is just bad. Just flat out just bad.
Ugh.
The the okay, I'm being dramatic for the show. The first game I just found infuriating because the difficulty, it's not that it wasn't even that it was hard, it's that like the enemies were such damage sponges that it kind of like your issue with like what is it like MMOs where like you're seeing a health bar slowly chip down and
Yeah.
that's no fun for you. That was my issue with Devil May Cry. I mean, there's no health bars, but you're just chipping away at enemies. I'm just like, oh my god, there's like 6 of you and hitting you each like 15 times and then you're finally dying. Like
Yeah.
basic enemies should not take 15 to 20 hits. Dark Souls doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Dark Souls, it takes like 5 or 6 hits. You have to be smart with it. Sometimes it only takes 2. Dark Souls is more fair than that. Devil May Cry 1, I think, I understand why it became so popular for the time, but I think its difficulty balance is horrendous. Like, no excuse for it at the time. Like, there's games that had better difficulty balance at the time that were out at the same time. There's no excuse for it. You want to have all the stylistic stuff, totally cool. That's everyone's, personal cup of tea. But like the fact that I could spend like 15 hits trying to take down a single basic, not a boss, a basic enemy, and while there's 6 others still attacking me is just like it. I think that's just awful. Like that's just such. I don't know if it's bad game design. It makes me so upset. Versus like even Dark Souls, like I felt like when I made a mistake, as much as I didn't think that the gamers the checkpointing didn't respect my time, the combat was always fair. Devil May Cry, I felt like very little of that was fair, the checkpointing or the combat. The first one.
I
So I'm letting my opinion of that first game color the rest of the series, which I have not
Yeah,
played.
like
So
5
I need
games
to
later.
give 5 a try.
Yeah, five is excellent. 4 is really good too. The 3, you're getting back into the PlayStation 2 days. I think 3 is one of the best ones, widely regarded one of the best ones, but it is tough to go back to those PS2 ones, especially the first one. Like I say it all the time. I will give you that it's definitely rough around the edges. It was definitely their first go, and it's the camera does you no favors in that game.
No.
I don't think it's that ridiculous to say 15 hits per enemy is a lot, because it's about
It's not quite 15. I would say it's maybe closer to 7, which is still a lot.
I think it might be more than that, but I think the point is like if you are just hacking and slashing through enemies and killing them in 2 hits, then there's no threat, and it's just about like building up your toolkit to be able to do longer and longer combos and style so much longer, which makes you do more damage, that you're just slowly building up this like it's almost like a fighting game where you get combos as you level up. And so like by the end you're like doing these crazy juggles and you're like knock somebody up into the air and you shoot them with the guns and then you jump up and you slash and you kick them back down to the ground and then you dive back down and grab, and like it's rough, especially in the beginning too, because you don't have the tools.
My issue with that though is like gameplay that's focused on exclusively combos. I think I think that's like my art, like for you with RTSs, that's my RTS.
Yeah.
For like
It's just not going to do
I
it for
can't
you.
I don't like combo based gameplay where that's like the crux of it, because I can't do combos even in games that I love. Like I can't do combos. And generally I don't find them fun, because 9 times out of 10 it is like it feels unintuitive to do it. Like I've never felt intuitive with a combo, even in games where like the Batman games, right? Like I love the Arkham games, and combos in that are easy to do.
Yeah, they're one button.
really easy to do. And even then, it just doesn't feel satisfying just to see
Mm,
number go up, as you say, with
right.
because you're seeing your own art version of an RPG there. You're just seeing number go up, and that's but you find that satisfying because it's like admittedly it's a skill based number as opposed to like a tactical or like strategy or stat based type of thing.
Yeah.
Um, so I understand where you're coming from with that, why it resonates more with you. I just like the first game, man, like it it's I was trying to do combos and I just could not understand how to do them.
Mm.
Like I could not understand it. And if it's all timing based, then that makes it even more boring for me because I don't want to have to spend an hour or so just trying to understand the timing of basic attacks. Basic fucking attack. Something that should be basic should not take you like an hour to understand the basic mechanics.
It shouldn't take anybody that long, but
Dude, I played for like 2 or 3 hours when I was giving it a shot, and I could not get a single combo going. I got maybe three. That was it.
sounds to
I
me
maybe I'll
like it's a
retry it.
skill issue. I hate when people say that, so
Touche.
I'm just giving it back to you.
No, no, touche, touche. I mean, I was saying it tongue in cheek to you before, yeah, but I deserve that.
Have you played the 3D Ninja Gaidens?
Yeah, I liked what I played of those.
Okay, I was gonna say because
They were hard,
they're hard, but
but I
enemies go
liked
down
them.
quick, and you just have to. It's just about doing it consistently and not getting hit. But
I think that makes more sense to me. Where like the challenge is, I don't know, Devil May Cry. Like it would have been fine for me for the original Devil May Cry if they had like if the enemies took that many hits if there wasn't like 12 on screen at the same time.
yeah,
But like I can't learn combos when I'm getting attacked by 10 other enemies at the same time because I don't have a chance to start a combo. So I'm constantly having to hit and run away and hit and run away, hit and run away, and that's not fun for an entire game. I that's why I was so mad at Devil May Cry 1 because people talked about how great it was, and it's just bad. I don't understand why it was so revered. Like I think the cool factor did the heavy lifting on that. Like I'm not gonna lie, as much as I don't find that stuff cool anymore, I know teenage Josh would have eaten that shit up.
yeah,
Like, oh my god, I would have loved that. So like I think like the aesthetic did a lot of heavy lifting in that first Devil May Cry game. I can't speak for the rest, but in that first Devil May Cry game, that shit is cool as hell. Like,
yeah. It only
I
gets
so
cooler as the games go on too.
I believe it. Like I know I was like ragging on it when you were playing it beforehand, but like that type of thing, like that style isn't necessarily my cup of tea, but I can see why it's someone else's.
Yeah,
The fighting mechanics in that first game, I don't understand why it got so popular because it's just so it feels so unintuitive to like and like I'm not bad at like picking up mechanics. Like I picked up the fighting game mechanics in our thing on our training day. Like I'm not saying I'm a good at fighting games at all, but like I started understanding the mechanics within like relatively quickly. And it's the same with like other like action games. Like I've played 3D Ninja Gaidens. I've played even Dark Souls. I understood the mechanics relatively quickly. Like it just something about the original Devil May Cry, not the series, just that original game. I just could not get my head around it, and maybe that's why I'm so mad about it because it's like I've been able to understand mechanics in others and be like, okay, like I'm understanding this, but and it's not my cup of tea. Versus with Devil May Cry, which might be my new Dark Souls now. Who knows? Um,
Devil May Souls.
Devil May Souls. You know what? Maybe I'll give it another shot at some point. Next time we do a stream together and we hang out in person, maybe we'll play the original Devil May Cry or something like that and see if I can get some tips. Maybe I'll get a different appreciation for it, like with fighting games. I don't know.
Yeah, or it may be something that's like, I think you can safely, if you really want to get into the series, I think you can safely jump ahead to one of the newer ones, or even like 3, which is widely considered to be one of the best ones, is a good jumping in point because it's the first chronologically. It's actually a prequel. And what I love about that game and that game moving forward is they give you distinct fighting styles from the get go. So you have like a sword
Mm.
based fighting style, you have a gun based fighting style, you have one that's like fast and tricky and works on parries and deflecting. One lets you like zip around. So it gives you more tools from the jump, which is definitely tough in those first two, especially where you're like, I feel so sluggish and slow, and yeah, you're getting like swamped by enemies and
I think that's my issue with the first one. That's why I think the first one is bad, just because there's no it doesn't have like I don't think you can get a rhythm to it. Like even other games that I dislike, like I said with like Dark Souls, and even like some of the tougher like other, like even like I said before with fighting games, I can get into a rhythm with fighting games. With Dark Souls, sorry,
here it
Devil May
is.
Cry 1, Devil May Cry 1, like I could not get into a rhythm. Dark Souls I have other issues with, but I understand where the issues are coming from. Like the issues with Dark Souls I have are more pacing and all that other stuff, and like checkpoints, versus Devil May Cry 1, it's the core combat.
Yeah, and the rhythm is crucial for those games because there's a lot of combos that are rhythm based because it's a lot of like
And know what I also think, I think I don't know if the gameplay will ever truly resonate with me, because it when those style of games, especially like they've eased up on it a lot, but the gameplay that's focused on your combos and like the combat based ranking that Platinum Games does, that kind
yeah
of thing, that's harder for me to get into because it feels so tedious. It's not as much so as they've softened a lot of those as time goes on,
hmm.
but like what here I for perfect example, I've not played this game and I don't really want to, even though I've heard it's good, so I can't say for certain. But Crypt of the Necromancer, you
Oh,
ever heard of
okay,
that
yeah, yeah,
game?
yeah,
Or Necrodancer or whatever it is?
yeah,
Uh it's that, it's a dungeon crawler, but it's a rhythm game at the same time.
yeah. You have to
And
like attack on the beat.
I I don't like that idea. I don't want to have to worry about like attacking at specific intervals on I don't want to have to do something on a rhythm. I just want to be able to do it when I want to do it. And it adds a level of tedium to it that I just have no interest in. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I have no interest in it.
Hmm.
Because clearly it's a good game. It's sold incredibly well. There's the Zelda clone of it that
Right.
came out a few years ago, so like it's popular. And I think similarly to damn, can't let a white boy get a little motion. Uh, if it's gonna be a rhythm game, be a fucking rhythm game. You don't have to like add in extra complex mechanics to it. I don't know. I don't want to have to focus on when I'm at like which that I'm attacking on the downbeat.
Yeah.
Like that just does not, it adds a level of tedium that just does not feel appealing to me. And I think maybe like similarly like with Devil May Cry, where everything is so almost rhythm based to get those combos going.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to focus on a rhythm while trying to understand the button inputs. It
Yeah.
just doesn't seem appealing to me.
That's so funny because specifically about the Crypt of the Necrodancer because we were so opposite that I was like, yeah, the rhythm game part of it sounds cool to me, and the dungeon crawling part is what keeps me away from it.
I like rhythm games too. What about the rhythm of
The
the night?
rhythm of the night.
And I like, we played DDR together when we would hang out in person,
Yeah.
hang out back in college and stuff like that.
Damn.
I like rhythm games. I don't like the idea of having to do a gameplay that's a style of game that's more free flow, and all of a sudden you have to do it on a rhythm. Like I
Yeah.
think it works more for fighting games, because fighting games, the best players can get rhythm and get into a rhythm to do the combos, versus casual players can just either button mash or do a combo of the two, like understand a couple combos and then kind of come back and like do little jabs here and there. But when a whole game is focused around that, or to be good at a game you have to focus around that, it just does not seem, it just doesn't appeal to me. And I think like Platinum Games has softened in that. Like I played what's the game on the Switch?
Astral Chain.
Astral Chain. fucking love that game. That
That
game's amazing.
that's one of their only
But it also,
games I haven't played. I'm dying to play that.
and that one has a lot of combo based attacks, but it feels so much more intuitive and so much more fair compared to the others. Okami, same thing. Even though
Yeah.
Okami, I think, is way too long of a game. That's
Right.
another story for another day. But like those types of mechanics, I don't mind when it's something that complements the game as opposed to being a focus of it.
So then you might. I know you didn't love the first Earthbound or second Earthbound.
I liked Earthbound. I liked it well enough.
Okay, and
I don't have
enough
any
to.
major complaints about it.
Do you have any desire to play three?
No, not
Okay.
because of not for any particular reason other than just like I don't have an interest. I don't have a specific reason why. It's not like aesthetically or anything like that. I just uh nah. Just I don't know. Nah.
Well,
I don't know why. Wish I could tell you.
there are some people who will say that they like it and revere it even more than Earthbound.
Hmm.
I am not one of those people. I liked it a lot. I still think Earthbound Mother 2, we'll just call it Mother 2, I think is the best of the three. Um, but there's a cool mechanic that I really like in 3, which is when you do your like regular attack, like not a spell or whatever, just like a physical attack. You can hit the attack button and you'll do an attack and it'll tell you how much damage it did, typical RPG stuff. But if you hit your attack on the beat of the song, you can uh, stack up attacks, and it's cool because it's like you said, it complements the combat rather than being a crucial part. So if you really get into the rhythm and you're like, dun, 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 you'll see it like start to like stack up exponentially, which feels really cool. And it's like, yeah, rhythm game aspect, especially in a game like so funky, but without it being the core part. So you may
Well,
like that.
and I think like with Devil May Cry, what made it so much more frustrating is that when I was trying to learn the rhythm, there was too many enemies on screen to let me like actually learn the rhythm because you're always getting attacked. So like that game, I was I think my vitriol for it is more disappointment because I heard so many good things about it and I went to go play it. I'm like, all right, let's see what this is all about, and it was just like not even that. Like I couldn't understand what the game wanted me to do, and I don't think. And I guess I'm technically alone on that because it's a popular series. It's the fifth one sold 11 million copies. Like it has five entries in it, not to mention the offshoots, the DMC game, which I know isn't one of the official entries or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's got different offshoots and stuff like that. Like it's clearly a popular series, but like I went in to play it and like I'm not like a bad game player. I've played a lot of games. I know I'm good at video games. So when you have a game that like I trying to learn the mechanics and the game makes it actively difficult to just learn the mechanics, let alone perform them at any type of level, it's just infuriating. And it just ruins like as much as I give Dark Souls shit, I never felt like it was hindering me from learning the game. The boss fights they do a little bit because you die so easily and you have to run so far back, but like it but even then the basic mechanics of like the boss fight, that's a test of your mechanics. Basic mechanics, they give you plenty of time and space to learn. I even think like the beginning of Dark Souls is really fair where that first like little mini boss where you have to like kind of work your way around it. Like I think that's a great opening test.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed that part of the game quite a bit. It wasn't until later on that I got angry at it. So like the opening of Dark Souls gave me a chance to learn the mechanics. The rest of it's a skill issue on me. Devil May Cry, I felt like I never even got a chance to learn the mechanics because they just throw you in so quickly, and then the game is so like strict on like you need to understand combos in order to beat this game. You need to understand combos, and but they don't give you much of a chance to learn it. You just have to keep bashing your head into a wall until you figure it out. And I'm a dad, man. I don't got time for that shit.
Yeah. I I'll have to go back and look at the beginning of that game. I feel like the first couple
I
rooms
could be way off
are only
though.
like
I don't know.
3 enemies, but Yeah, it's also, I mean, it's from what, like 2001, so like,
It's of its time. Like
yeah,
I give it a lot of grace for being an early PS2 game, first in a series.
wasn't even
I
gonna be set out to be an action game. It was gonna be a Resident Evil game, and then they were like,
I will
actually,
say
let's make this.
in my defense, one of our mutual friends, Jamie, you
Yeah,
know who I'm talking
yeah,
about. Jamie's really good at video games, right?
yes.
Devil May Cry, I think it was either the first or third one, was the only game to make him break a controller.
Whoa. Okay.
If
Yeah.
that gives, I feel very vindicated.
That's. I feel vindicated
by,
for you now that I know that.
like he hates that game because it was so unfairly difficult, and this dude prides himself on playing hard games.
Yeah.
So like, I feel fair. I feel very vindicated in that.
Wow, I feel like I'm the best gamer in the world now that I know that I've beaten every game in that franchise. And he's like whooped my ass at fighting games that I've introduced to him that day that I've been playing for a while. Like, oh my
Jamie's
god.
really good at Jamie's good at understanding players' tendencies fast.
Yeah.
He can read your tendencies fast, and in fighting games, that's a death sentence.
That's all it is. Yeah, it's the mind games of it all. Wow. Well, all that to
Yeah,
say,
we should probably get wrap up.
all that to say, God of War Laufey looks pretty cool.
Shout out to Dark Souls.
Shout outs to Devil May Soul. Um, we always do this. One of these days, you'll enjoy a Devil May Cry. Maybe I'll enjoy an Age of Empire. Who knows? We'll see. Uh, this was a great episode. A great
This was
convo,
fun.
as always. So I'm thinking back of all the funny moments from this one. I can't wait to re-listen to it already. Thanks for your time, as always, Josh. Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks, Keaton. Thanks, anyone else who popped by that I'm forgetting to thank. Thank you if you just lurked. Thank you if you're watching live. Thank you if you're watching on YouTube. Just thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, gals. Thank you, non-binary pals. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. I don't have any water. I can't say drink more water if I'm not doing it. Drink more water, including myself. Go to therapy.
Go to Pixels and Polygons and join their Kickstarter for their quarterly 3 magazine. I'm in it.
Hell yeah.
You can still get it. It's fully funded, but like if you want to back in and get a physical magazine of game writing with not just me, with Stuart Jipp from Retronauts, and who else is in there? There's other cool people in it. Go fucking support her. Kickstarter. You can look up Pixels and Polygons.
Hell yeah.
Or find me on Blue Sky. I recently posted about it.
Do it or else.
Yeah.
And then my recommendation is just going to be, this one's for you, Josh. Play 007 First Light.
Hell yeah.
And Devil May Cry. Have a good night. Love you guys. Anything else you want to shout out before we peace out and piss out?
Shout out to Dark Souls, baby.
Shout outs to Dark Souls. Have a good one. Do it.